Greetings and welcome to your rightfully placed Friday edition of Runescape Weekly. We did it! We put a show on the same day that we're actually scheduled to be on. It's some form.
Happen in a little while.
It's some form of miracle, yeah. Pyrnassius is joining me today, and I actually have the RuneScape client open, so I will put that up on screen. Let me lower my background music just a tiny bit so I can hear myself think. Yeah, we got a pretty good show coming at you today. It's not our longest show ever, but it's not about the length. It's about the quality. It's about the motion of the ocean. So I think the way this show flows is actually quite good. So yeah, stay tuned, I suppose. Shall we get right into it? I made the mistake of not going to the bathroom before I hit go live. So I might just run to the bathroom first before we do that. So now is your opportunity. If you need to grab a drink, go to the bathroom, do anything, now is the time. I'm going to just put my character into a resting stance. So oh, cool. I got an achievement. Be right back. That might have been the smartest thing I've done all week. Which should be saying something. Okay. Let us begin. I will just double check here. Okay, I think I'm pretty good to go. How's chat? No one's here yet, yeah? Okay. I should probably tweet out that I'm live. Maybe I'll do that real quick, just so people
That would be good, yes.
are aware that we're actually doing a show. Because it's very often we're not.
Yes, it has been a little while.
Holy crap. We live. http://magebit.tv. Join us, you nerd. Okay. Done. It even has the right thing. So that makes me happy. And by thing, I mean, I don't even remember what I mean. Let's do a show. That's the trouble my brain struggles with on a daily basis. Halfway through a sentence these days, and I'm like, what was I talking about? I think my grandmother's condition is wearing off on me. Wearing off? Wearing into me? I don't know. Alright. You know what helps? If I have the show music lined up to be played. It's been a few weeks, right? So I deserve...
It has been a while.
Epidemic Sound. We'll have... Epidemic Sound got smart and started locking their music behind a paywall, so I can't just record it off their website anymore. Those cheeky bastards. So I don't know if we're gonna have a new theme song anytime soon. Not that I think we need a new theme song. I like our song. Season 22, new intro. Okay. Alright, here... It played at 100% volume for like a microsecond. That was brutal. Okay. I'm gonna stop playing our beautiful background music here. And let's do a real show for real scapers. Not to be confused with the real scapers. No affiliation. Please don't sue me. All right. Bring this up to 25%. And where is show notes? There they are. 3, 2, 1. You're listening to Runescape Weekly for October 1st, 2019. I'm your host, Magebit, with over 18 years of RuneScape experience. Joining me today is Pyrnassius. And on today's show, a message from Mod Warden, account security features status update, mobile early access is here, activity pets, your choice, stone spirit and component fixes, patch notes for 1028, and TLDW number 459. Thanks for tuning in. Enjoy the show. Welcome back. It's good to be back. It's been a couple of weeks, few weeks. It's been a while. Hey, Death Star. Yeah, I'm blind. I'm like squinting over to my third monitor, which is a good 5 feet away from me. I need new eyeballs. Anyway, welcome. It's good to have the energy to do a show. We were trying to do a show last weekend, but I think you had no voice, so I was like, that's my out. I'm just gonna be depressed and not do, I've had no energy. I feel good today though. So that's good. Mainly because my aunt is gone. Holy crap. She was visiting this week, and she's a type A personality, and she's just really hard to deal with. Yeah, she wants to take control of everything at all times, and nobody else. Anyway, it's been a rough week. It's been a rough month, but, you know, I'm glad to be playing a little bit of RuneScape here and talking about RuneScape. Unfortunately, I don't have much to say about my own RuneScape journey, but I'm quite interested to hear what you've been up to, Pern, because I know there has been some stuff you've been able to do in-game in preparation for the new content that's coming. Yeah, I think next. Was it next? Is it this one? Next month.
This month. Yeah, November.
Oh, are we?
The Dino Farm's coming out in November.
I forgot. It's November 1st.
It is the 1st.
I was like, wait, it's not November, is it? Yeah, it is.
Happy Halloween for everyone yesterday.
Yeah, I had a good time. Mostly had some food and just kind of watched Netflix for the most part and hung out with my girlfriend. That was about it. Which is a good night in my opinion. I don't like parties. I don't like going to crowds and stuff like that. So quiet, indoors, no children. No, it's the way I like it. Anyway, so what's been going on with you in the Scape?
Not a lot. I mean, obviously they introduced the Slayer drop log a few weeks ago, so been working hard on that. I've unlocked 4 of the titles so far, so just really enjoying myself there, but taking a bit of a break from it the last week or so because of obviously the new dinosaur eggs and Jadinko eggs that were pre-release. They didn't release the salamanders. I was down there hunting salamanders. I'm going, why am I not getting anything? I spent about 4 hours down there. And Shane says, yeah, you're not going to get those. It's only Jadinkos and Slayer dinos and big game hunter dinos. So I thought, okay, so
little XP under the hood.
Jadinkos used to be such a pain in the bum down at Herbal Habitat.
I took one look at the wiki and never did it.
Yeah, but here where all you've got is the vine's already grown for you. Mm-hmm. So basically all you have to do is take a hunter potion down there. You can actually put the whole 3 doses straight on. So basically it gives you a half hour of hunting on the ones that need it. Mm-hmm. The ones that don't, obviously just drop the trap. So there's no habitat that you need. There's no special plants that you need to grow or trees that you need to grow in it. So really, really fun. And I mean, decent XP from them too. And, you can do between 450 an hour if you're sort of concentrating properly and just gathering those eggs. So I think there's 19 Jadinko eggs. I've got I think there's 4 more I need to get. I'm trying to get just 2 of each. The Big Game Hunter, I've done 200 Big Game Hunter catches. I only got 1 egg so far from those, so I like the rarity of them.
Yeah.
Because there are going to be people who are just going to sit there, I'm not going to do that. So I think the money is going to be in these for a long time, especially since they will have learned not to let every pen breed and just, flood the market with things like they did with the first farm.
It's like a plague. Just breed.
I think it'll be Hunter will be a good moneymaker for a long time.
Hopefully,
and they've worked at the farming skill and hunter skill working hand in hand is really, really good. Giving skills an actual use is what I love, and I think they've done it really well the last few times, and these updates are helping out big time. So yeah, that's basically been my game.
Cool. Happy to hear that. Sounds like a positive experience. Well,
I'll put it this way. I mean, a few weeks ago, or a couple of months ago, I was sort of in the boat. I don't know if I'm going to do Premier Club next year.
Yeah.
But with obviously the Dino Farm, being a Jurassic Park sort of fan and owning my own dinosaur sort of park, and the Slayer log has locked me in.
I don't know
and
how.
Then Cherry.
Go ahead.
Cherry on top with the 120 farming and herb law, starting to actually take their skills to 120 now properly. A real good step in the right direction. Now, if we can just get them to lift that 200 mil XP cap, or bring in some form of prestige, or let us level up our pets, I'll be in my element.
I mean, I don't think there's any way I can't renew now that they put a new skill out next year. It's like I just feel obligated to complete that skill. So I think I'm just going to have to... It's just cheaper to buy by the year, I could just use bonds.
Well, yeah. It's not, for me, it's not so much cheaper. It's just that I don't have to worry about each month having that money there. You can charge me the same amount if you want to. Just that convenience of just a one-off yearly payment.
Yeah, that's helpful as well. So not every month I have $11 to spare. Anyway, PSA, free item is Crystal Singer Teleport for the month. So if you don't already own that and you want it, just log into the website. It's yours. Anyway, shall we get into the news? First topic of the day.
Let's get all into it.
Righto. First up is a message from Mod Warden, which I believe is the new EP, yeah? He says, "Hello everyone, my name is Ryan, and known as Mod Warden, new to Jagex, and the executive producer for RuneScape. What does an executive producer do? Basically, I'm the person who is most responsible for all things RuneScape. The overarching vision and strategy, the game, and developing the team behind it, our relationship with our players, and the commercial plans that allow us to keep making the game for many years to come. In my opinion, he's the bullet sponge for the CEO. Continuing on here, it's like he has all the CEO's responsibilities with none of the work or all the risk, and then the CEO gets all the money.
None of the perks.
Yeah, thank you. That's what I was looking for. The new guy. Being the new face on the team has its pros and cons, but one of the big advantages is getting to look at everything with a fresh pair of eyes and asking countless questions. I've spent my first few weeks getting to know my team, the initiatives and projects, priorities, learning how our team operates, and getting a read on the sentiment of our players. I hope he didn't look at Reddit. There's lots of history to understand and perspectives to consider. I also found a way to join you all at RuneFest this year, which was a lot of fun. First off, I would like to kick off a new era of building a relationship with you all. We need to greatly improve our understanding of your priorities and concerns and build a better level of trust around things such as content plans, quality of life improvements, commitments, communication, transparency, duty of care with our players, account security, and business model, specifically around MTX. He said the word. Today, I would like to share a bit on how the teams are structured and get moving on the transparency front. So first up, I like him so far, but, he hasn't had time to sully his good name yet. The current dev structure, episodic content. The episodic content team is hopefully pretty self-explanatory. This is the team that focuses on mainline content and core gameplay. Their job is making exciting quests to advance our epic stories and bring new areas to life for exploration, and even reworking older or unfinished ideas.
And just to let people know, that is the team that Mod Osborne is leading.
Good to know. Good to know.
He's back. Yeah, he's back down on the floor doing, what he is good at.
Yeah.
And I think he still kept his title and his pay, but he's actually doing.
You step up for a little while to do the corporate work, and then you step back down to do the passion work, but you keep the corporate pay. That's the trick.
That's the way you do it. Yep.
That's the business world loophole if you want to stay sane in a creative industry and make money. Live Ops focuses on a very different type of player experience. Yeah, very different.
And just to let people know that he doesn't actually mention it here, Live Ops is the team that runs the MTX.
Right. I just this is very different type of player experience. Their work is what keeps Gielinor thriving and alive in the day-to-day engagement activities. I'm using bunny quotes around all of this. There should always be something new to experience in RuneScape, even if it costs you immediately. Now, Live Ops is also the team that drives the game's commercial activities. There's more on this very sensitive subject below. Cool.
Now, just to let people know, Live Ops has been a team there. They used to call it something else. It was always the I think it was Live Events team they used to call it. Now they just call it Live Ops. They have always been there. They have always been responsible for the MTX. So people who are sitting there and abusing Jagex, the Shawnees and the Osborns and everyone, it was never their call. Live Ops Live Events was actually come under the marketing umbrella, not under game development umbrella. So release dates and such, they had they had their weekly thing that they had to get done regardless of what was happening, or in the last 11 weeks that we had where there was very little coming in because of things getting cancelled, except MTX stuff coming in. The reason that was because this team is under marketing and is responsible for monetizing the game basically, and they had their things, and all their stuff is worked out about 6 weeks in advance. Yep. So ready just to go live. So when they do have a 4 or 5 week quiet period when something does get cancelled, it's not, let's just slap out these these Treasure Hunter MTX. They're already all penciled in 6 weeks in advance. So it's they're not going to just cancel that out because the comp cape rework didn't get done properly, or the weapon diversity got cancelled and things like that. So people do need to understand that it is a totally different team and under a different umbrella to game development.
Right. It's a very different player experience. Core experience. The core experience team drives much of the quality of life and user experience improvements to make sure that RuneScape is as great to play as it can be. To make sure that RuneScape is as great to play as it can be. One of the key things to this is improving the technology that underpins our game. A big part of Gielinor is RuneScape Mobile. The mobile release will open up the world of Gielinor to more players than ever before, but it's about so much more than that. All the work that has gone into improving the mobile experience also benefits our desktop players. It is important to note that desktop is our primary development platform. There is no trade-off against other development efforts. I have the teams to do both. So mobile's going to have its own team. It sounds like it's not going to eventually impact regular desktop content, but that's yet to be seen. Monetization and the task ahead. I know that monetization is a very hot topic among our players. I see it as my job to ensure that monetization takes a form that adds to your experience, not detracts from it. The truth is that membership alone is not sufficient to keep the game healthy and evolving. However, it is vital that any monetization strategy justifies its existence. It needs to be fun, balanced, worth your time, and rewarding. We need a monetization strategy that we can talk about openly and proudly. And you need to know that it is not, and you need to know not just what we're doing, but why we're doing it. Our commercial content can't sit apart from the world of Gielinor. It must feel authentically a part of it while giving the players more choice. There's that choice word again. We have a far more detailed look at monetization on the way next week, but I want to make sure that our players understand that I am entirely committed to transparency and trust. We need you all to have a complete understanding of what our monetization means, and I want you to trust how we're handling it. Saying that, I'm also acutely aware that the worst thing I could do right now is rush out a reactionary strategy or to make shallow promises that won't help any of us. We know we've got a long way to go on this, and I'm absolutely committed to hearing and responding to your thoughts, but I want a greater understanding before I do. Have we correctly understood your concerns? Is what we're doing making things better? We have a number of plans in place and some new ideas we will begin to test with you very soon. While late to the party that dialogue with me begins now. So, finally, it says, let's talk. Big thanks to those who already met me at RuneFest, and a big hello to the rest of you. I can't wait for what lies ahead, and my job is everything I can do to make you feel the same. I've set up a brand new email address that will allow each and every one of you to speak directly to me. Has a new quest delighted you or frustrated you? Is our latest MTX good value, or do you hate it? Did we bust your action bars again? Has a new tech tweak improved the game, or did you prefer it before? In any of these cases, you can reach out directly to me at askmodwarden@jagex.com. I won't always be able to respond directly, and it is not a player support avenue, but I promise that I will hear every word. We'll speak again soon. Hopefully, I'll bump into you in the world of Gielinor soon. So anyway.
Yeah. Two things from that. The Ask Mod Warden, in theory, is going to be a great thing when you have sensible people sending in questions and such, but you're going to get a lot of douchebags just carrying on and sending things. So I hope they do sort of, not, as he said, not going to be reactionary. I don't think this guy, by the sounds of him, will be. I think he will sort of look into things properly before just jumping up and down.
Right.
So, but yeah, if you do send that, please, just use it properly. Send in proper feedback. If there is criticism about something, make it constructive. The other thing I want to talk about is where he's in the MTX and the monetization thing. He's not going to make shallow promises or be reactionary, and I love that one statement there.
What?
Yeah, we're going to do something about it, but I'm not going to be telling you straight away.
What
I'm
if
not going to make shallow promises.
What if his promise to not to make shallow promises in of itself is a shallow promise?
Well, he hasn't made one promise in there that I can see. So I'm gonna sort of hold it at face value and say,
that's
yep,
fair. That's fair.
I think that's that is a good thing. I mean, we saw last year where they were taking away Second Chance Tuesdays.
Yeah.
Disappeared for a couple of weeks, then came back, just not titled as that, but still doing exactly the same thing.
And now it's, did you miss this
that's
Tuesday?
A shallow promise.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's that's a good thing that they are doing. MTX is necessary. I mean, we need to have it in game for the longevity of the game. I mean, a game that makes $1 million net profit in a year where you've got 400 odd employees is not a healthy business.
Right.
People think, oh, $1 million a year, that's great, but no, not when you've got shareholders and everything. And such to answer to. So obviously MTX is where the majority of their money is going to be coming in from. How they do it is the important thing, and I think that's while Treasure Hunter doesn't bother me overly much. I know it is that sort of gambling side that does upset a lot of people, and it looks like they are really looking at things. What I urge the community, and really, really urge the community, that anything new they try, give it a chance. look into it properly. Don't just go on by what populist YouTube or streamers tell you to think. Think for yourself. Look into it yourself. Don't just believe everything that they say. This is something that is needed to keep the game going for the next 10, 15 years. So
I'm glad he was honest about that. And I don't think we've actually not many of the uppers will flat out just be like, listen, your membership is nice, but it's not enough.
Yep.
You know,
and I think Mod Osborne has said that once before.
Yeah,
got sort of screamed down about something. But and that's what I said. What we've also got to remember is a live ops team is totally different from the rest of the developers.
Yeah, they're their own team. They're not detracting from new updates. Go ahead.
Yeah, all the mods now are being put into one of four new teams. They've only actually listed 3 teams there. Mod Timbo was actually in the core experience team, but he has sort of been moved out. He's not affiliated with any team now. He sort of bounces between them all, working on balance.
He's transcended teams. He is just God Timbo.
That's it. So he moves between them, making sure things are balanced. Babyface Timbo, if anyone saw him.
Oh my God, I didn't recognize him.
I know. You look at him and go, are you to actually be out of school yet? He just looks so young. But,
I know. He looks like he just graduated high school.
Yeah. But yeah, so my biggest thing is obviously just making sure that we do respect what they're trying to do and understand. Yeah. I mean, they aren't a charity. They are there to make money.
They're humans.
It's the same as the company that you work for does. It's the same as you do yourself.
Listen,
you work to make money. You don't sit there and donate all your time to your boss for free.
In the year 4040, when the entire planet is governed by fully automatic space communism and RuneScape is free for everybody, then and only then will we not have to worry about making money. Right now, Jagex needs to be a company as well as, we love it for what they create, right? Like, that's the thing. It's like people will tell you, and we have to remember at times that companies are not your friends, right? Just because they create something that you love doesn't mean that they are a friend. They're not part of like your circle. They are they're producing a product. People.
A company is there solely for one reason, and that is to generate money.
Right.
And I mean, we were talking about it in the pre-show with what Blizzard did with their Hearthstone winner. That was done solely to appease China, where they're trying to get into.
They have $1 billion market in China that they don't want to lose.
Yep. So they'll upset the individual to appease that $1 billion market that they can open up into.
Right.
So,
I'll tell you what. Companies. I'm sorry to interrupt. It's companies, not just Blizzard, but companies in general will bend over backwards for China just because of the revenue, just because of the amount of money that they can make from the Chinese market. It's kind of sad to see companies put profit above morality, but
I know you don't like him, but Donald Trump is doing great. He's the one guy who has actually stood up and said to China, screw you, I don't care.
There's a few populist things that Trump has actually done that I'm like, okay, broken clock's right twice a day. Occasionally he passes actual conservative policy. Instead of just lunacy.
The guy's got an ego bigger than Texas, let's face it. But he does do a few things that you have to applaud.
As far as economic protectionism goes, I'm not against economic protectionism. Which, for those of you who don't understand, that's tariffs and stuff. As far as restricting goods from other countries, only and only in the event that it is destroying an industry in our own country. And I would only even say that it's good as a temporary measure while we work to figure out how to get those workers into a new sustainable sector. If you think about it like that, with a forethought view, being like, okay, yes, right now we need to block off this, otherwise our own people will starve.
Yep.
Once we figure out a new sustainable model for them, maybe we can open the global markets back up. I'm sorry that this has nothing to do with RuneScape at this point, but
and I mean, yeah, the way to make it an equal place is to allow us to use 6-year-old slave labor as well. But I mean, no.
Well, that's the thing, is capitalism is based off of slave labor. That's the whole system is evil. All right, I digress.
But anyway, let's get back to this guy. And yeah, so it sounds really, really promising. So hopefully, it goes ahead as he says. And I just want to urge people, give them a chance, be constructive, and go into things with open eyes. Don't listen to don't listen to what I say. But
right, I was waiting for you to say that. Nice.
Yeah, make your own decisions.
Yes.
If you look at these MTX, look at it with open eyes and see what's it trying to do, what's it going to benefit in the future, how's it going to affect the game. Is it going to be beneficial again? Is it taking away all that free XP, which is making everyone max so quickly and just causing people to spend money and beat you in those races for XP and things? Or is it something that's going to be,
You're asking people to use critical thinking skills. Those haven't been taught in like 2 decades.
I know. That's. I mean, I look at the way the kids are taught these days compared to how we were taught when I was in school, and it's just like, it's scary.
Yeah, I'm a little. I mean, the only thing that picks up the slack, I feel like, is the fact that everyone has the entirety of human knowledge in their pocket at all times, for the most part.
Well,
that's our crutch. That is become humanity's crutch for becoming stupid again.
Yeah, Google is the over brain.
Yeah, pretty much. It's the hive mind of humanity. It's like, oh, hang on, I don't know that, but I will in a second. Anyway.
But that's what I said. I mean, and I'm not going to have all the answers, and I don't pretend to. But I do. I just ask the people, look at it, and make your own mind up. Don't just follow what a populist opinion is. Just because Makairu says, "Hey, someone made 30 million out of this," well, no, I saw no proof, and unless they spent, the $4,000 limit, that'd be very, very unlikely, and it would have been one person who could have done that out of the hundreds who would have tried to do it. But anyway,
right.
We've got to look at it with open mind and understand that yes, they are a company, they're there to make money, and that's it.
Before we go on to our next subject, I think we're gonna have Cliff pop in here and join us so we can get a third going. Feel free to pop in. Yeah, we can definitely use another voice.
Definitely.
And if you want,
I talk too much.
I'm also would be interesting to hear another person's take on microtransactions and like, is this a good take? Did this new EP offer us a fair direction, or is this just more of the same? That's what I really want to know, and only time is going to tell us that, because when MMG, as he's infamously known, first came on as our CEO, which is again different from an EP, but I don't. Was Mod Osborne our previous EP? Was he the previous executive producer to this person, and now Mod Osborne's back down doing his good work?
Yeah, I think he had a different title, but I think it was essentially the same thing.
Okay. Because if anyone can correct me on that, if I'm wrong, feel free. You leave a comment on the YouTube or email me, show@runeweek.com. But yeah, like, I feel like the executive producer position has been fairly hollow for a long time, and we've really been looking towards the CEO for that type of direction. But the current CEO, Mr. Pips, doesn't seem...
is an OSRS level, we know that.
Right.
And I say again, tongue-in-cheek joke. He's a good guy.
Yeah. Well, he doesn't seem to be interested in the limelight, and that's fair. Yeah. Like, not everybody... If everybody on Jagex wanted to be in the limelight and part of the social aspect, they'd have to have a Jagex television channel run 24/7 because there's over 300 people there. Imagine just like a reality television show that just followed around Jagex staff as they produce stuff. We could just literally watch the sausage get made.
Don't say that, because someone is going to go and do that to one of these gaming companies now, and we'll get more. Yeah, I bet TV programs.
And I'd watch the first couple episodes
I'd
before.
probably watch that one.
That's the thing is, I watched the first couple episodes, and I might end up watching it because of the theme. I'll be like, this is, I know this is fake, but it feels good to my brain. Anyway, Cliff, yeah, let me see this is here. It's locked. Join general chat, and I'll pop you in. General. And I'll just drag you over. And then once I see you, I'll modify your permissions so you're not. So you're able to just join. But hang on. Dun, 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 dun. Or I could just scroll through this list. I thought I gave you whatchamacallits.
He's jumped.
Okay, thank you. Cool. Okay, so I'll bring you here, and let me just unmute you. I'm gonna take your server mute off. Okay, and I'll add your remind me to add some credentials to you. Let's see. Can I do that right now, or do I have to find you in the list of things? All right, I have to find you in the list. Give me a mic check, Cliff. Let's see how you.
Yeah, how do I sound?
All right, you're good. You just got to bring your volume down a tad. No worries. Try to get one more time for me.
All right, testing 1 2.
Yeah, good stuff. Right on. All right, so do you want to get in on this discussion in regards to the direction that the executive producer is taking, or do you want us to just keep rolling here? Your choice.
Why don't you keep rolling for now, and I will hop in if I have thoughts, and I can introduce myself in between topics, maybe.
Yeah, sure. Well, we are right in between topics, so feel free to give yourself a little introduction. Yeah.
Great. Well, the name's Cliff, or whatever you want to call me. Not too picky. I have been playing RuneScape, like many of us, for probably 15 years at this point, with a long break. Came back to the game here last Thanksgiving, so just coming up on a year now.
Nice.
When I realized old school RuneScape was a mobile game, and I was with family and no access to my typical desktop game, so picked it up for the weekend, and didn't really drop it for a couple weeks, so then came back to RS3 to see what was going on here.
See, that's what old school RuneScape mobile is good for.
Yeah. So I do still play that from time to time, just because I do have access to the mobile platform more often. So I'm
out of curiosity. All right, iOS or Android first?
iOS, unfortunately.
Okay.
That'll be a big day in the future.
Yeah, that was my big question, because I was wondering if you'd had an experience with the RS3 interface versus the OSRS interface, because I hear it's much easier to deal with the OSRS interface.
It is.
Because of the simplicity. Versus...
I will say the OSRS interface is flawless as far as I'm concerned. I don't do any high-level combat or anything like that,
right?
As a disclaimer, but everything else, it's gone really well. Actually, my wife and I ended up getting an iPad this summer with expectations that RS3 may be coming around, and so like an iPad Pro with the iPencil thingamabob.
Oh, nice! I want one of those.
It feels very, very smooth.
I'm wondering if I can buy an iPencil and use it on my Note 10 Plus. I don't know if that's a thing that works, but like the
Note 10 has its own.
It does, yes. Can't I just Bluetooth pair them together? Won't they talk to each other? God damn you, Apple. Anyway, so cool.
But yeah, I totally agree there. The OSRS sort of interface is, I mean, it's designed for. Yeah, it looks like it is designed for mobile.
Yeah,
where the RS3 is great, as I said.
It looks retrofitted as hell.
It needs a bigger screen than a phone.
I agree.
But, your iPad will be perfect on.
Even on the Note 10 Plus, it's a little hard to maneuver on things. It's not bad, but it's like I wouldn't want to do like God Wars 2 or something on it. Then again,
yeah, I would say play style wise, I am similar to what I've heard on this podcast as far as more of a skiller and a preference for lower intensity activities. So still looking forward to the phone for something like, woodcutting or fishing or things like that.
I honestly think that we're in the majority as far as the player types. It's just that PVMers are louder. Yeah, and are able, and because they make the money, they kind of are, their say is almost more important to the game because they dictate the drops of the economy.
They're like the vegans. They're a cult. Like the vegans.
Listen, I like cheese. Although, I'm not even gonna digress off on. I was gonna go off on a vegan story, but I'm not going to. All right, let's get into account security features status update. Pern, would you do me the honors of grabbing this one?
I can do this one. Although it's been a while since our last update, work on account security improvements has continued. We have just today gone live with website login authenticator checks, and work continues on further authenticator improvements. However, we've also endured a sustained multi-month attack on our servers, and the time required to manage this has pushed back on other more visible projects. Now, that's interesting. I did not know that they were having attacks.
Neither did I.
Yeah, so they've actually handled it very well because I have had no downtime. I've had a couple of times where I sort of have been kicked, but not, not like it's like once in a blue moon, not like previous times where it was like every 10, 15 minutes you were getting it kicked. So that was very interesting.
I can't believe they were going for that long. Wow. They probably were trying to get ransom out of them. A lot of times hackers will DDoS companies that rely on good internet and say like, hey, we'll stop for like $10 million. Like, you can send us away. I wonder if that's what they were dealing with. Anyway, continue.
Multi-month though. That's
that's why I was like, maybe it was a ransom situation because it went so long.
Just pick up my cannon because I have finished this.
It's not your cannon.
Pick up. No, it's not a good thing when you're in with Edamus and you look away and then back and it says you're not on Slayer task here, and
they're all just
half your life. They're just pounding you and you're not doing anything back. Okay.
I just imagine the Edamu love that. Good.
Authenticator delay. Since the last blog, many of you told us that you wanted additional security for the Authenticator. A common request is for the introduction of a delay to Authenticator changes. A delay would give you the chance to block any attempt to remove your Authenticator by someone with access to your email address. However, introducing a delay would also create a number of issues. One, it requires you to respond to any alerts during the delay period. Two, any email alert by design relies on an email that's being sent to your compromised email account. Obviously, whoever has control of your email account can easily delete this. 3, if your email alert is deleted, you risk missing the alert should you happen to not log in during the delay period. 4, there's the added complication of the email potentially being sent to your junk or spam folder. And 5, if a hijacker gets into your account and sets their own authenticator delay, it will keep you out of the game for even longer. So, to avoid these flaws, we're taking a different approach to improving the authenticator security in backup codes.
So they're gonna have these codes that we need to like print out and lose, so we can be like, I lost my backup codes though. All right, go ahead.
Okay, I wasn't sure what they meant by that.
I'm guessing. That's my guess. So let's see if I'm right because I haven't read this.
Backup codes. We intend to introduce a backup code system. This means you'll receive a backup code during Authenticator setup that you'll need to write down and keep in a safe place. This will be used to remove your Authenticator if you don't have access to it anymore and prevents compromised emails being used to steal accounts. Your backup code will only be used on our website to remove your Authenticator. Be sure to keep your backup code safe.
Oh, yeah.
We've chosen this approach to delay for a number of reasons. 1, you won't need to intervene to prevent your Authenticator being removed.
Boo.
2, hijackers that don't have your backup codes will not be able to remove your Authenticator.
my backup code. Sorry. Right.
3, if you lose access to your Authenticator, your backup code can be used to restore access. 4, even if someone gains access to your email address, your Runescape account will remain secure. And 5, other companies have successfully used the same system, giving us a clearer idea of what the right solution looks like.
That's why they're doing this, is because it's the industry standard is to when you print out, when you enable two-factor authentication, a lot of the times it will spit out a list of backup codes. And if you ever need to remove Authenticator, you use one of your backup codes, you cross it off, that backup code doesn't work anymore. When you run out of backup codes, you're legit effed. But the problem is like I print that shit out and then I forget where I put it. or I clean up and it gets thrown away, or I take a screenshot of it and then my computer gets reformatted. Like,
see, I have an actual internet password book that everything goes into.
I have Dashlane now,
which
if I was smart, I'd do that. That's the thing. It's like, here's the thing. Like, I use Spider Oak, right, for backup, which is a no knowledge backup system, meaning they don't know what you're backing up to them. They can't. It's all encrypted. Which is whatever. I don't care. I didn't know that was even a thing because I lost my password and I was like, cool, let me just go reset my password. They're like, actually, we don't know your password. We don't know anything about you. Your data is just gone. I'm like, oh, thanks. Like,
oops.
So, like, that's the type of user I am. Backup codes tend to be the worst solution for people like me. Because I tend to lose access.
People like me.
Now, if I don't, I haven't lost access to Dashlane yet. Dashlane's actually been a pretty good piece of software. Probably my favorite password manager. So now that I use that, maybe if I could just remember to actually put it in the secure notes folder, it won't be an issue. That's all I have to say on that, though.
The thing is, once you've got it on a piece of paper in the ultimate form of technology, you have this this tool called a copy machine. And if you make enough copies and enough backups of your backup and hide them throughout your house, you'll never be without that backup.
It's very true. That's very true. And no one needs to know what the number's for. They'll just think you're insane.
Being insane is better than...
It's a form of security.
In my opinion.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right, losing your backup code and Authenticator. Let's hear what their brilliant plan is for people like me.
Okay. So... once live, if you lose your Authenticator... In preparation for backup codes, we've already added Authenticated checks for all website logins. If you lose your backup code, you can get a new one when you log in and pass your Authenticator check. If you don't like the idea of using a backup code and you're 100% confident in the security of your email address, then you can continue using the old email method to remove Authenticator, although obviously we don't recommend it.
That's not a fix. All right. What was I gonna say? So you have to. Here's the thing: you don't know you've lost your backup code until you need your backup code. So it's not like I'm logging in and be like, oh, let me go check on my backup code. Now's a good time to make sure it's safe. Oh yeah, cool, it's still safe. Let me tuck it back in. Like, no, you only go you only go to look for your backup code when it's time to use the backup code, and it's never where it's supposed to be when you need it. Anyway. I don't find this to be a solution. I find this to be them being like, let's just copy and paste what Discord is doing and what like encryption software is doing. Anyway.
I don't think it's a solution, but anytime you can offer one more option, it's still net positive to me.
Yeah.
If other platforms are offering other things that are standard, I'd always be for it.
They can't even let you copy and paste your password into the password field. Like, they need to...
That is a problem.
Like, they need to get on with, like, allowing password manager support so we can have complex passwords that are, that we can't remember. Stuff like that. That's important, more important in my mind. But anyway, continuing along.
Okay. Once live, if you lose your Authenticator and backup code, it will be possible to request help from player support, but this process will be very strict and require very clear information to ensure that you are the owner of the account. No request will be actioned for at least 72 hours. An Authenticator removal request to player support will be a last resort. You will not be able to rely on this service to manage your Authenticator. It will mean you aren't able to have access to your account for a minimum of 72 hours, and the amount of evidence you will need to provide you're the account owner is very high. So you can do it, but you really need to prove that that's you.
Yeah, it's going to probably be similar to an account recovery process, I would imagine, if it's not exactly the same.
So I just recommend everyone get a little password book and keep it locked up somewhere safe and don't lose it.
What if
anything
physical I'm going to lose at some point in my life? Go ahead.
Okay, well then put it on your phone under notes. Just make it a phone number.
It needs to be...
That's what I do. My old codes, because when I worked 2 jobs, I actually had 3 different, because I had a management code, my standard login code,
right,
and my other job had another code that I had to sort of log in on. So they were just under phone numbers.
It's too many codes.
Yeah, exactly. They're all different numbers. So just phone numbers in my phone.
That's fair. Excuse me.
Tattoo it.
There you go.
Put it on the inside of the eyelid so you can only see it if you invert them into a mirror.
Yeah.
Tape it to the bottom of your keyboard.
Yeah, that old school style. That's just stop giving
That's
bad
it.
advice. Don't listen to this advice.
That's what my teacher used to do.
Yeah.
It was great because when we needed to check something, we just got our code off there.
I'd be modifying my
Not that I ever
grades.
did anything like that.
Sure.
Okay. Here are our current account security priorities. Adding backup code to the Authenticator in 2020. We encourage everyone to update their Authenticators to add a backup code as soon as it is released. Making it easier to move your Authenticator to a new device if you change phones. I've never had a problem with that. I've changed it 3 times. Continuing the password complexity work once we're happy that Authenticators are more secure.
Yeah, I've never had a problem switching Authenticator. As long as you have access to the current Authenticator, it's not really an issue.
You jump on, switch it off, then jump onto the new phone and switch it on and do it again.
Yeah.
It is possible that we may alter the schedule of this if this allows us to release security improvements faster. We know the account security can be quite a complex subject and that the progress can appear slow, but hopefully this gives you a clear idea of the direction we're heading. We'll be back with another tech update in the future. Thank you very much, the player support team.
Thank you for reading that. So, you know, in my opinion, it's a lot of more lip service than anything else, but some of the new features are probably going to help some people, I would imagine. Moving along, though, should I play the video for RuneScape Mobile, or should I just read the article? What do you think?
That's a 1-minute video.
Yeah, it is. Is that a yes?
Yeah, just play it. That's
All right.
Yeah, sorry. It's only that's what I mean. It's only 1 minute.
All right, here we go.
Let people see.
Is this all, okay. So it's all, audio for the audio side, but they're showing the complete UX redesign and everything. Obviously, it's cross-platform. Anyway. I'll read the article. It says, the moment so many of you are waiting for is here. RuneScape Mobile Early Access is now available for all RuneScape members on Android. With the user cap completely lifted, RuneScape Mobile Early Access is everyone's chance to play the full RuneScape Mobile MMORPG experience on your smartphone. It's funny they don't mention tablet. Be among the first adventurers to skill on the subway, quest in a queue, or grind in the garden. Be on the front line as RuneScape Mobile rapidly evolves into the definitive portable Gielinor adventure. And perhaps most importantly, all early access players will receive the coveted exclusive Mobile Founders Pack. More details on that below. RuneScape Mobile is every bit as rich and deep an experience as desktop experience. Plus, with full cross-platform play, you can continue your entire adventure whether you're on desktop or out and about. Early access is a superb chance to try out all of the changes we've made for mobile and to give us feedback to help shape the game's development ahead of the official launch in 2020. So we've actually got a commitment to them launching the whole thing in 2020? We'll see.
Well, yeah, they did say that at RuneFest that they were hoping to have everything out by 2020.
I hope so.
Yeah, I mean, I do want to go back to Apple.
I don't blame you. Their tablets are nice. Alright, so exclusive Founders Pack. Be a mobile pioneer with RuneScape Mobile Early Access, and you'll unlock the exclusive Mobile Founders Pack containing a sleek Steel Panther combat pet, a unique mobile-themed rest animation, and the dazzling Radiant Dawn armor. You'll look sensational as you're saving the world. So here's the requirements. To access RuneScape Mobile, you'll need RuneScape membership. Members get access to an even bigger world to explore, including 6 times. We know that, come on. You'll need a device running Android 6.0 or higher. For more details, you can check out the frequently asked game questions. If you're not on Android, no problem. You can sign up for news about the upcoming iOS release later next year. And don't worry, iOS players will also be rewarded. I don't know if you can possibly reward them enough for their patience. Download now, so you can download it right from the Google Play Store. Here are the key features. If you've not played mobile version of RuneScape before, or even if you've just not played it in a while, check out the app now to see all the improvements we've made to the experience, including a brand new user interface designed specifically for mobile players, lots of under-the-hood improvements based on feedback we've received from players, significant optimizations for smoothness and usability, all the latest gameplay additions such as the recently released bank improvements. We want to hear from you. RuneScape Mobile Early Access is an evolving title. This is your chance to come along for the ride and test out our big design changes like the mobile optimized UI and the cross-platform play. The game will constantly be updated, but more feedback we receive from you, the faster we can make this game the best possible RuneScape Mobile experience. Everything you tell us will directly impact development. So if you encounter any bugs or have feedback of any kind, please do so. Let us know on our forums or Discord channel. So there you go.
Now, one thing too, I mean, we sort of pick on them about how long it's taken them to get iOS out, but we do need to remember that iOS don't allow beta versions of the games on their store, so they can't sort of release it for people to test. So it all has to be done in-house, which is obviously going to take them a lot longer to find bugs, fix bugs, and that type of thing.
Yeah, that's very true. They have to pretty much use their in-house QA for bug testing, and we know how good that generally turns out to be. Anyway, moving along, unless anyone has anything else they want to say about mobile, going once, going twice.
No, just must say, very excited about it. It is, as I said, it is a little difficult on a phone, but yeah, fishing, wood cutting, any of your basic skills, it's fine for. But I wouldn't want to be trying to sort of do any fighting or things like your sort of higher intensity skills like hunter and things like that.
Right. Activity pets. Activity pets. Today, we will be launching a new poll asking for your help in prioritizing a series of new pets. These pets are all focused on areas of the game that you don't already have associated pets for, things like clue scrolls, player-owned ports, and mini-games. Our plan is to launch 6, and your votes will help decide which content they'll be bundled with. Once we know what the top 6 categories are, we will kick off a competition. You, the community, will get a chance to flex your creative muscles and design your dream pets. But that's for another day. This blog aims to dive into the different poll options so you know what you're getting from each. Let's do this. First up, area pet. While you are skilling or participating in combat within a given area, you will have the chance to unlock an area pet. For example, if you are hunting golden warblers, you will have a chance to gain the area pet for the Kadarian Desert.
Has anyone hunted golden warblers in the last 10 years?
No, I think that's probably why they chose it. I didn't even. I thought they were red warblers. I don't know.
There's 3 different types.
Yeah, there's like 3 birds down there. Rather than have a unique pet for each continent, we would likely do something similar to Lorehound, a base pet with region-specific accessories. You had me until that. You lost me a little bit there. Still cool, but less cool. Gaining the area pet will count towards Jack of Blades style achievements, but you can try to gain all of the accessories should you fancy it. Challenge pet. When you complete a challenge, there will be a random chance of getting a challenge pet. Since this limits the player to 1 chance per day, although we are looking at removing recommended challenges in the near future, we're looking for other ways that a player could gain the pet. This might include a better chance to drop when completing consecutive challenges, or a pet challenge from Farah that only rewards on roll of the pet table. Clue scroll pet. I'm not crazy about the challenge pet, by the way.
No, that's the one I didn't like.
Me neither.
I'm glad we all.
It seems like if the challenges aren't rewarding enough, I would tweak what you're giving in some way, rather than just add a new pet. It seems like there's other better uses for pets. Some of them in this blog.
Let's find out. Clue scroll pet. Whenever you complete a clue scroll step, there will be a chance of gaining the clue scroll pet. This chance will increase based on the difficulty of the clue that you are doing. Ideally, this pet would be dyeable. Jagex, what are you doing? That's something we need to look into and is not guaranteed.
Peter will be up on that, dyeing pets.
Oh, goodness. Yeah, you can't.
Shouldn't be colouring.
Yeah, they don't. It's animal
colours.
Abuse. Also, that would spike the prices of dyes. Like,
Yeah, and that's what I mean. That the one good thing about that help increase that was the one clue scroll pet. I thought we don't really need one because we do have the lore hound.
yeah, I
But
like
this
the
is
idea.
one of those RNG versions, and because it is dyeable, I
Well,
sort of thought,
maybe.
I do like this idea. If I will vote on this, I would vote on this if it was guaranteed to be dyeable.
Yeah, if it's guaranteed to be dyeable, I'm all about it because it's a huge surge to the clue scroll economy that's desperately needed after the flooding of the items and whatnot. But yeah, I think I'd vote for the clue scroll pet. I'm gonna do this poll after I'm done reading them. Distraction and diversion pet. While you are participating in one of the many distractions and diversions, you will have a chance of gaining the dressed pet. That's how you say D&D, apparently. This will vary different per D&D. Rather than have a unique pet for each D&D, we would likely do something similar to the Lorehound, a base pet with accessories related to the most popular D&Ds. Gaining the base pet would count towards the Jack of Blades style achievement, but the hardcore among you can collect all the accessories if you'd like. Less excited about that one.
Again, D&Ds, I think. I mean, they're trying hard to sort of bring D&Ds and minigame type things back, but
Not easy.
you know,
Of
yeah.
event and weekends pet. Whenever you participate in a temporary piece of content, you will have a chance of unlocking this pet. Temporary piece of content encompasses double XP weekend, time limit events, seasonal events, winter weekends, the beach, mental health awareness week, and more. This pet will not be available outside of these events. I love that. I love exclusivity. I love, like, you have to be at a certain place at a certain time style things. All about that.
See, I didn't like this one for that very reason. That
I figured.
You know, like, I
don't blame you.
wanna
You live
sit
in
there at the
Australia.
beach. I don't want to sit there sitting at the beach, trying to claim XP on things, skills I don't want to be claiming on. I want to be doing it in skills where it's useful to me, you know?
In my opinion, it brings value back to those places that I didn't want to go to by adding a pet there. Anyone else want to interject?
Well, if there was a pet there, I'd be definitely down there doing it.
Well, see, I didn't get the exclusivity out of it like you're looking for, Mage, because this would be available I read this as every time there is a holiday or event, you'd have the chance to unlock this again. So it feels like, years from now, it's just another one that everybody will have.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
The first few events very exciting. But
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. Because once you have it, right? Unless they continue to release new accessories, then it gets old fast.
yeah, if there was some sort of extension, or you got something that was like an accessory or a coloration or something that was specific to that year, maybe is a way to do it. But at least some of the other ones that people would get over time, it at least makes you interact with other content. I feel like people are generally participating with these events and weekends regardless.
Yeah, it's a good point. That's actually a good point. Money-making pet. Whenever you gain gold from an in-game combat or skilling activity, you will have a chance of unlocking the pet. This does not include player trades, alking, or selling on the GE. I don't know. No?
That was my summary.
Yeah.
Exactly the same. Well, I'm just going to be slaying and picking up gold, and I can get a pet from that. It's like, it's like, again, there's no real going out and hunting. Like, if you want the range pet, you've got to set up for range, go and find a good range creature and fight that way. Or, if you want the woodcutting pet, you have to go and woodcut. Money making, well, what, I'm just going to slay. I'll just go to something that drops a lot of gold and just camp there until it drops,
Yeah, I mean, everything pretty much drops gold, too, so it's not that exciting. Minigame pet, very much like the D&D pet, you're participating in one of the many minigames. You'll have a chance of gaining the minigame pet. The chances of gaining the pet will be different per minigame. Rather than have a unique pet for each minigame, we would likely do something similar to the Lorehound. I'm not reading that again. Again, minigames, as you're saying, they're trying to bring minigames back slightly with that. I mean, it would definitely get me to play minigames temporarily, but eh.
I like this better than D&D's.
Me
Because
too.
At least like these are intended to be a game with some replayability.
You know, if you can gain the mini...
I want minigames to not be dead. I know they are. I just wish they weren't. So like if this revitalizes it for a period of time,
Right.
that might still be worth it.
Yeah, most people I don't think see a reason to go to minigames Rope Maker because it's counterintuitive to gaining experience and progressing. And that's the main drive of RuneScape these days.
If you want to revive these, rather than just making a pet for them, make the rewards worthwhile. You know, give dynamic rewards.
Hey, Stormsmith.
Like that. It doesn't always have to be about XP, but it's got to be something useful and worthwhile for the
can I assume
player to use.
Can I assume, Stormsmith, that your name is a sexual innuendo, by the way, on Twitch? Anyway, continue along. I'll let everyone...
I agree, Pern. I think this is one way to give a more motivating reward. I wouldn't say
That's right. That's
right.
Yeah. Definitely one way to get people there. But once you've got the pet, you know, you're sort of not going to go back. And I like the idea, but, you know, again, in 5 years' time, when, you know, most of the player base has got that pet and a new player comes in and trying to find someone to go and, you know, do it with, it's going to do that same thing unless there's a dynamic reward to keep players, even if they've got the pet, going back there.
Yeah, I was just trying to complete my hard Ardoin achievements, which involves Castle Wars, and it was very sad and difficult to find a game with 4 people, so I could even do that.
You know what I've never done?
Waiting a month till the next 5.
In my entire history of RuneScape, here's 2 things that I've never done because of the fact that they're mini-games. Trouble Brewing and Shades of Mortan. Never touched them, ever, in 18 years.
Is, quite fun.
Yeah, I can't find anyone to do it with anymore, though.
You can do it solo now, though.
Oh, okay.
I did it solo in OSRS.
Okay. I didn't know that. I'll have to go and do it then. But I've always wanted to do Shades of Mortan, but I never did it because it required people, and I didn't want to bother people back in 2009. Anyway.
I'm always down for a mini game too, so if you want to make a...
I want to do...
give it a go.
I would love to make a minigame team for certain minigames. Like, I would love to try Trouble Brewing. I'd love to do the Great Orb Project. I'd love to do, there's one more, Barbarian Assault. Go ahead, Burn.
I'm looking for event organisers in the clan to take on those type of things where once a month or whatever, once every weekend, we organise an event where it's at one of the mini games, just something up. So
why don't we make the next event, like why don't we start working on that? Is what I'm trying to say. Is we'll talk.
I've got, when you log in, there's a big note. I'll put it in the chat for anyone who's interested in taking over as an events organizer.
It would give me a reason to play the game again, because right now it's not giving me much. I'm just divinating because what I would like to do is get a semi-competent Barbarian Assault team together, because the bonus XP is ridiculous. So
I don't want the bonus XP. I just want to get the achievements done.
So if you let's line up. Let's try to line up a Barbarian Assault team.
Done.
All right. Let's pick a day.
Organize it.
Yeah, I will start working on that. We'll work on that not on the show. Anyone who's interested in being a part of that, though, and wants to talk to me, either in-game, you can contact me, or I'm on Discord as well, Magebit9255. If you feel like DMing me there, that's also acceptable. Anyway, I'll continue on. Player-owned farm pet. I mean, sure. I'm okay with that.
I like that one.
Very simply, this will be gained randomly whenever you participate in the player-owned farm or a ranch at a time. Actively, when you gain XP, so you could just churn poop for eternity and eventually get the pet, I would assume. But also,
I would love a poop pet for specifically doing that.
Oh yeah!
Literally put the time into churn poop for days. I want a reward.
Right. If it's like super rare, it's like it's like HSR level rare. You got to train, like, just churn poop for like good 2 months straight, and then you're given me too. And you'd be able to get free ultra compost off it once a day or something, fill your inventory. Yeah. You're turning.
I just want a farmhand that'll collect the dragon poo for me.
Yeah, that would be nice. We need a poo hand. Anyway, player-owned farm pet. Very simply, I already read that one. Very player-owned ports pet. On the completion of any voyage, you know what? This would probably give me the impetus to do my player-owned ports again and finish it.
I've maxed it all out. I only go back there to try and get Scrimshaw bones now, so it'll make me have to start doing it all over again if there is a pet there, which I don't mind because I enjoy the player-owned ports. So.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Storm was like basically a brown muck version of muck.
Just do your little poo emoji.
Just the poo emoji. Go ahead, Cliff. What'd you say?
No, I was just saying I've never done player-owned ports.
It sucks.
I guess a second of background also. I've always trained whatever my lowest skill is in general, so I actually don't have a single 99 yet. So a different perspective on some of these ideas.
Rule of Chasing, I've hardly done any of the mini games that the game has to offer, so I would love to give them a try at some point. Yeah, so if you're interested, I will put you on my list and just stay tuned.
If anyone's out there listening, and our clan, you don't have to be a member of the clan. We have it open, so you can come in and chat. And if you want to get involved and join mini games, feel free. But if you are a clan member, I am looking for event organizers. So
if anyone wants to work with me.
If we want to, get out there, I mean, I'll work out I'll work out some sort of system, a pay system for you, and give you a couple of mil every month or something with your events organised and things to, for your time and such. I don't mind doing something like that, but I want to start getting that happening more in the clan.
So as far as how can I make it time friendly for your time zone and my time zone? Would an evening be best? Like, how would we make that work?
Just whatever. I mean, I can generally be on any time. I mean, it's just hard for me. It just, especially at the moment with the way everything is between now and Christmas. I'm just on at random times.
Right.
Half the time I'm out in the family room just on the laptop doing a bunch of stuff out there, semi-AFKing. But just work it out and I'll jump on. And I know KB and Thieves both get into the.
I know we've got a couple in our clan that are already interested, so we only need 4 or 5 to start a team anyway.
4, I think it is for Barbarian.
4, okay. So it's not like we need a huge amount of people to get going. What we basically would do, or what I would probably do, is just run it long enough so people can all get a chance.
Yes.
And my goal would be for me to do it on a Saturday or something where I know I have nothing planned and I know my girlfriend's working. And honestly, it might be best from Saturday 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. or something my time.
Anything like that. And I think, again, when you do think that weekend's always going to be best for most people. Anyway.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So my goal as of right now is to pick one of the Saturdays of this month after I talk to a few people that I think might be interested and see how they feel. So again, watch this space. You can always contact me on social media as well. I'll roll my social media creds at the end of the show if you're interested in collaborating that way. But yeah, we're going to get a Barbarian Assault team going this month because I have nothing better to do in RuneScape anymore. So anyway, let's see here. What else we got? Season Pet.
Pet.
Nope.
Oh, no, sorry. Player-owned ports.
Yep.
Season Pet. Yeah.
And player-owned ports it's not my cup of tea, but it's definitely well made. I'll put it that way. They did a good job making that minigame. It's a solidly produced product, unlike Castle Wars or something like that.
I just
that
wish the weapons that you get from there you could trade.
Right.
Because I have so many Tengus and Kivas and such from it.
Hot take? I wish you could trade everything in this game.
Well, what I was thinking of doing is going out and just killing myself out in the wilderness and picking them up as cash.
I'm glad that sentence continued on. Yeah. Let's see here. Season Pet. I like this idea.
Yes.
Similar to the area pet, pet would be gained when doing actions over a seasonal period like Christmas, Halloween, Easter. Just do not use this as an excuse to replace a seasonal events, Jagex, I swear.
Like, what happened to my Halloween event?
Right. If you're like, oh, here's the Halloween pet, no event.
Hello, after last year's Halloween event, yeah. If it was going to be the same as last year, stick it. But otherwise...
Maybe that's why they were like, they heard your review of last year's and like, you know what, just cancel next year's. We failed. These actions, they had all the war, they had the whole like death, famine, and war people all ready to go again. Anyway, these actions would be limited to anything that could also gain you a skilling combat activity or boss pet. You would not be able to gain this pet outside of a holiday, outside of a season. Basically, this would be a single pet that changes according to the season. You would not need to gain the pet at Christmas to unlock the Christmas variant. It would change automatically, like the pet of seasons.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I kind of don't like it anymore.
I thought there'd be one for Christmas, one for Halloween, one for Easter that I could just pull out each time.
Right, and you just be able to change it out in the wardrobe. Like, you'd collect them, in my opinion.
Exactly. That's what I want to do.
Yeah, that's the point of a season pet.
I'm a collector. I want one for each season. I don't want an interchangeable pet.
Right. I don't want you to change my pet on me. Yeah, you can't trust a dirty shapeshifter.
That's it.
Wilderness and PvP pet. Do I really have to bother reading this? We need to we need to explore this pet a little further. All right, you know it's not going to be a popular pick when it starts off with we need to explore this pet a little further. But we imagine that there will be a chance of gaining it while performing certain actions in the wilderness. There'd be a good chance of gaining the pet from any PVM combat or skilling activity, and this chance would likely be multiplied according to the depth of the wilderness you are in. There's already like so many pets in the wilderness from Revenant hunting, though. Yeah. There would also be a chance of getting the pet from player killing in the wilderness. Again, this would be multiplied according to the depth. That's going to be abused. We would look into...
you just have a guy out there with his ult just killing it over and over and over.
Yeah. We would look into including further chances to get the pet in PvP minigames like Clan Wars.
Nope.
Yeah, stick that one. That's a hard pass. And, finally, the pet of pets. Unlike the other pets in this list, which are gained randomly, the pet of pets would be unlocked automatically if you ever gain all of the boss skill activity and combat pets at once. At once? Or just you mean you have them all? Yes. You wouldn't have to maintain this one. It would be with you forever once unlocked. As always, let us know what you think. So I
love the pet of pets.
Same.
I would never get it because I would never be able to get Bombi or whichever the Virago pets and the Yaka Maru pets.
But I respect
seeing
it.
someone with a pet of pets would be mad respect for that person.
Yeah.
Yep, agreed. Love it. I will never have it, but it's awesome.
It's gonna push me to try things that I wouldn't normally do, probably like Virago, and then realize once again that I hate RuneScape combat, and then go back to skilling. But things like that get me into those. So can I convince you three to help me grab the TB and Fog music tracks after the show? Sure. I don't know what we're referring to, but I can help you grab music. It's not a problem. Anyway, what is that's it? That's it for the pets. So many pets.
Yes.
Let's do the poll. They said it's in game, right?
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Let's do this. I'm gonna do it. So here, I can pick how many. Which of these pets do you want to see? Please make sure to select at least 6. All right. Area pet, challenge pet, clue scroll pet, distractions and diversion events and weekends, money making, mini game, pet of pets. All right. Pet of pets, player owned farm pet. Clue scroll pet, area pet, 1, 2, 3, 4. I think that might be it. There's more down here. Season pet, player owned ports pet, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, we're good. Let's see how the poll's doing so far. In the lead,
they don't give the results anymore, do they?
Yeah, they do actually. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't.
I thought they'd stop doing that.
Me too, but it said V results, so I took the liberty.
Good.
Let's see here. So I'm just scrolling through. I see a 13%. Is that the highest? Looks like. Okay. Highest one is currently the clue scroll pet, followed by 11% being the area pet, it looks like. Money making pet, sadly, is number 3. 9. How many do we have at 9? Any? I think we only have one at 9% right now, being the D&D pet. Also kind of disappointing in my opinion. 8, Pet of Pets, so that's lower down than I thought, but how long? I don't know how long this poll's been going on for. 7, we have a tie for minigame, player-owned ports, and challenge. 6 is player-owned ports pet.
It was released on Thursday. Wednesday, sorry.
Gotcha. Player-owned ports pet. 5 is seasonal pet, event and weekends pet. And then clock it in at 2%, I think, is the lowest. No, 3% is none of the above. 3% clocks in higher than Wilderness Pet. Just to let you know that none of the above has more votes than Wilderness and PvP Pet. People would rather nothing than a PvP Pet.
Exactly.
I'm very surprised the money-making pet is so high. Other than that, I think it looks about what I would have guessed, but the money-making pet seems very bland. And is,
because it's so easy to get.
Probably.
People, that'd be an
you know
easy
what?
one to get.
Here's how to make the money-making pet good. After you get the money-making pet, it starts showing an examine of every coin you have picked up since you got the money-making pet. That would be cool. I'd like to see Jagex start storing that number for every player who has the money pet. Put some real work into your damn game.
I also want to know every coin that I've left on the ground and just not bothered to pick up. If you could show both of those.
That'll make me sad. Well, thanks.
See, I have the gold accumulator, so I don't leave any coins anywhere anymore.
If it was tracking this entire time, we didn't know, and it could see like pre-gold accum numbers, I'd be depressed.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. Before that gold accumulator, I reckon I left billions in the end.
Yeah, I definitely lost. Over my lifetime, I definitely dropped at least 1 billion coins just on the ground of just me not picking them up.
Even in God Wars dungeons, I mean, you get the 20k drop off the boss you'd pick up, but the minions, they drop 1,200, 1,500 in coins. You just wouldn't be bothered running out to pick it up because you were just fighting the boss.
Right.
That's why the gold accumulator. People goes, but you pay 10% is taken out. But I make more than
laziness
that in the extra. In the extra, it picks up anyway.
Laziness is far more valuable than 10% of my gold drops. But anyway, do you want to grab for me the next topic here? Thank you.
Now, the Stone Spirits and component fixes. This come out on the 28th as a dev blog, so this is what they are planning to do. Hello, everybody. It's been a while since we made any mining and smithing changes. Too long, probably. While the rework overall was a huge success, we don't want to ignore the 2 specific ongoing issues. Stone Spirits on the drop tables and access to smithable invention components. Stone Spirits and the drop tables. To catch everyone up on some information we've given before, let's quickly go over the state of Stone Spirits in the game. They're worth roughly the same as the associated ore, although recently Stone Spirits have dropped slightly. But because the ores aren't worth much, the Stone Spirits aren't worth much either. The net impact on the drop tables hasn't been as impactful as players believe. When we ran the numbers, the worst case was a Raxor, and he was down 4% in average drop value, while Nex was actually up slightly. However, we've received a lot of feedback that getting a drop was worth significantly less than other items on the drop table feels bad, even when it's not having any real impact on your gold per hour. Now, the reason Nex went up is because, obviously, it's used for the components for Master Work armor, so of course that was going to go up.
Can I just interject real quick from the previous topic? Left Waffle saying the pet of pets should be the wise old man, like a mini wise old man that you should be able to keepsake items on him. Like that would be amazing. I know it will never happen, but I love that idea.
That is a good one, yes.
Anyway, sorry about that.
Okay. We know a lot of you want us to fix this by either removing Stone Spirits from the drop tables entirely or by giving them some sort of new, very powerful use that will increase their value. However, we'd still prefer not to go down this route if we can avoid it. It's not because stone spirits are precious, they're not, and if they really don't work, we can abandon the concept. It's actually because the low value of the stone spirits is only a symptom of the real problem, which is the low value of ore. Even if we replace stone spirits to increase the value of drop tables, we'd still need to fix the ore value problem as well, so it makes sense to focus our efforts there and to try to kill two birds with one stone. The main reason for the low value of ore is the rate at which it can be produced through AFK mining. We wanted to provide extremely low interaction options, but this has allowed a flood of ore to be produced at near zero effort, keeping the prices low. This has been exacerbated by a general lack of interest in smithing. The release of the rework saw a huge and sustained increase in players mining, but no similar increase in players smithing, even after Double XP weekend, where you'd expect to see a spike in buyable skills. We partially address this by making smithing more convenient and buffing armor spikes, but we can still do better. Smithable components. The second major issue is access to components, especially the exact components you want. The rework made smithable items much more useful to smiths as a source of XP, but almost worthless for disassembly. In practice, this hasn't worked out well for anyone. Smithing XP isn't being valued highly enough to keep smithable items above their value, but they still disassemble so badly that they're not worth buying for that purpose. Meanwhile, salvage provides a lot of free components from PVM, but it's hard to target the ones you specifically want. Because the spring cleaner is so convenient for automatic disassembly, there's very little salvage to buy on the GE. The solution. To try and resolve these issues, we have two major changes planned, along with a few minor changes to complement them. AFK Mining Changes. The first major change is a large reduction in AFK mining rates. Currently, as your stamina drops to 0, your passive mining progress is lowered to about 80% of what you'd get playing actively. Taking into account that Rocketunities effectively double your rates when playing at least semi-actively, AFK mining is about 40% as effective as active mining. We're going to change this so that at 0 stamina, you will get about 20% passive mining progress, including Rocketunities. This will result in AFK mining being about 10% as effective as active mining, a 4-fold reduction in XP and ore. This won't have much impact on anyone who's playing at least semi-actively. For example, if you only click on Rocketunities, this refills your stamina quite frequently. What it will impact is completely AFK mining, which will only be a quarter as effective as it is now. We hope that this will remove the incentive to run multiple AFK accounts, since they won't produce much ore at all without substantially more work and interaction. This should hugely reduce the flow of ore into the game, and thus increase its value over time. There is already an in-game way to get around this new penalty to AFK mining, stone spirits. If you're mining while using a perfect mining juju potion and you have a stack of stone spirits, then every time you mine an ore, you'll automatically refill to 100% stamina. This means that you can continue to generate ore while AFK if you're prepared to buy the stone spirits up front. This should increase the value of stone spirits. I just want to stop there for 1 sec. I can see it helping a little bit, but again, you lose stamina so slowly that even if you only click on your screen, once every 60 seconds, it's not going to really affect it that much. Yes, maybe it'll stop those people who run 4 or 5 accounts mining, but a lot of those people use the they're doing that to use for their main account. So one will be mining sort of the secondary while one's mining the main. So I don't know how effective that will be to help in the cost of ores, but we'll see how it goes over time.
Indeed. I don't know if this is going to affect. I mean, again, we're still dealing with the massive buildup of them, so we're not going to be able to see the effect immediately. It's going to take a while.
And I think, and looking at prices, I mean, the only ones that are really bad are adamantite.
Is any stone spirit going to refill your stamina bar to 100% effectively? Does that
the one that so if you're mining Addy, you have to have Addy rolls.
Okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
I was wondering how
So
they're going to make
again,
each one
it's
valuable.
not really going to affect Adamantite or in that way, I don't think. And that's one of the ones that's the main problem because of the drop tables.
Right.
But again, I still think using bars with stone spirits and making spirited salvage, where you can do your blunted, your sharp, your whatever, would still be a better way to go. Because that will give a real use, and you mine it, so you smith it in a similar way that you're used to the old smithing, and it can only be used to break down. I mean, you can't sell it; it's not tradable. You have to do it for yourself. So you can buy the ore, buy the buy the bars, buy the stone spirits, make spirited salvage, and away you go to break down. But anyway, we'll see what happens there. On trying to fix prices for ore, I can't see a lot being done there.
I kind of wish they left
you're...
the perfect juju potion out of it, to be honest, as far as the keeping your stamina high, because it feels like it adds unnecessary complexity to me. Like, that could just be a property of how stone spirits work, but like saying if you have this item, it does one thing, if you have the other item, it does another thing, and if you have both of them together, it has this other effect. It just feels needless to me.
Yeah.
I think they're trying to keep the value of juju potions stable, but I get where you're coming from. It the whole thing feels like it's just being shoehorned in, which because it kind of is. They're trying to fix it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't. Yeah, that's. I don't know. We're gonna have to just kind of wait and see on this one. But as somebody who doesn't really mine much and doesn't PVM much, I don't have really a lot of insight into the issue, so I kind of just watch it happen.
Smithable components. However, reducing the supply of ore won't increase the value much without increasing the demand as well, which is where the second fix comes in. We are substantially improving the component rate from disassembling smithable items. Now, this is where I actually really like what they're doing. Now, this will be great for Iron Men as well. So anyway, whereas before every item disassembled into 8 components, items will now disassemble into 3 components for each bar used in their manufacture, which includes bars to upgrade to higher levels. So, for example, a longsword +1 costs 2 bars to make and 2 bars to upgrade for a total of 4 bars. When disassembled, it will provide 4 times 3 components. So make 12 components instead of the old 8. The biggest change is the Elder Rune Plate Body +5, which used to provide 8 components, and now, when disassembled, will disassemble into an impressive 480 components.
What?
Yes.
That's awesome.
That is, because that now makes it worthwhile. The +4s and +5s sell for about 1.5 and 1.8 mil each. And it takes... Yeah, you can make about 3 +4s an hour. So, it makes it sort of around I think it's, about 3 to 4 mil an hour to do those. The junk rate will be standard for the level of item. In practice, this would mean that Elder Rune items wouldn't be worth disassembling, so to increase their value, we've given them a higher chance of providing uncommon components. This change is aimed at fixing 2 problems. Firstly, it will restore smithing as the skill which provides components you need on demand. This makes components more available, especially for Iron Men. Secondly, it should increase the demand for, and thus value of, smithable gear. If this happens, it will in turn increase the value of ore and then the value of stone spirits, thus ultimately buffing drop tables.
That's optimistic.
Yeah, I mean, and again, it's not going to fix itself in a month. It is going to take 6 to 12 months for the ore that's already there and such. I think the your smithable salvage, your salvage that you get as drops and breakdown with your spring cleaner is still going to be have a effect on this type of thing, but at least they're trying. And as I said, that one I do like. I can't see a lot of people breaking down Elder Rune +5s, but if you're breaking down, I think Rune goes up to +3, so that'll give I think that gives like 120 components. So it is going a good way towards those things, and hopefully will increase the value. And we'll see people starting to smith to sell these items to people who just want to break them down for components, and not have to make them themselves.
Yeah, I think you can't do anything too drastic either. I like this as a starting point to see what effect it has over a while. And as somebody who came late to the game, like I didn't have Invention unlocked until the mining and smithing rework came out. I think it was a problem, in my opinion, to not have options really between buying from players and buying from the NPC stores, because nobody was selling these things when I was trying to raise Invention. I'm okay if those are both good options, and buying from players is a lot more expensive. And if you're patient and go with the cheaper option, that's great. But like, it felt like the only option was to go from store to store for NPCs, which just wasn't very interesting to me.
No, that's good. So yeah, we'll see, and fingers crossed that it works.
Yeah, it's annoying to have when you're trying to get components to like literally have to look around the game world in odd places when these are supposed to be plentifully available. That was the whole idea, was it was supposed to be an item sink for things, and then there would be bountiful amounts of components. But yeah, when the system gets tweaked, unforeseen consequences happen, and they're doing their best to get it back on track. It's taken a while, but
yeah, I still think an easier fix would have just been spirited salvage that you make with a couple of bars and a couple of stone spirits and away you go, and break it down. But anyway, that's...
You should have applied for the executive producer position.
Other fixes, we're making 2 other small changes which resolves the issues created by these major changes. The first is that Seren Stones exist as intentionally AFK mining content, which would be seriously nerfed by the stamina changes. To alleviate this, we are removing stamina as a mechanic from Seren Stones entirely. This means you will always mine at full rate, which is fine, as Seren Stones don't produce ore, which can be devalued. This means that anyone who wants to level the mining skill while AFK can still do so. However, this also makes accumulating corrupted ore much faster, so we'll be reducing the drop rate of corrupted ore to compensate. The second change is that with the huge buff to components, the breakdown perk would be insanely strong. So they're also changing it to reflect the new rates. I use that breakdown perk when I do things. We're releasing this blog ahead of time to change themselves to make sure everyone is aware of the upcoming changes and has a chance to give feedback. You can expect to see them in-game within a few weeks. So obviously you do have to adjust that breakdown perk, and it's... While I'm not going to like it, I totally understand it and will accept it without complaint.
Right.
But it's as we said, it is good. They're looking at it. They mentioned a while ago that they're working on something for it, so this is obviously what they've come up with. And I do like small steps rather than just one big knee-jerk reaction, which then stuffs up something else. So.
Right. All right. Shall I move on to the patch notes? Anyone else have anything they want to talk about in regards to the last topic there, or shall I just keep going?
Yeah. No.
All right.
But I
patch.
Just with Cliff. Sorry, Cliff, because you said you're not, didn't you?
Yeah, I'm a noob. I am a noob for sure.
So how do you find it with the mining and smithy? Because obviously Mage and I are,
elitist scum.
120 in those skills, and I'm close on 120 with smithing and 120 mining already. So how did you find it being sort of in that sort of sub 99, the rework of it? You find it better? You find it easier?
Yeah, I loved the rework. I was listening to the podcast at the time when it came out, and I agreed with the majority of the feedback I heard on the show. I thought they were great changes for both skills. I actually think smithing is incredibly enjoyable and more fulfilling now that you're working on one item for a long period of time. Only 91 smithing here, so I'm not working on the very longest, not doing masterwork or anything. But I
they
found
botched masterwork
really
anyway. It's great armor. Great armor, but it's not what I wanted, so it's a failure. If it's not what I want, then it's a failure.
The thing I do like about what they're doing here too in that regard is I don't mind the concept of stone spirits as far as what they are supposed to do. I understand people have issues with their value and all the things they're trying to address here, and that's a good thing to try to move the needle. But the idea of bringing a stack of these and making your trips be doubly as efficient as far as like collecting the item appeals to me just as another option in the game.
Excuse me. Yeah, cool. All right, I'll read some patch notes. Due to the team being hard at work making sure we can release RuneScape Mobile Early Access for Android, which they did. Congratulations. So here's some patch notes. It says, do you need something to spice up your life? Not lice. Are you feeling less spooky? Well, do not fear, or do. The farmers of Gillinor have been hard at work growing lots of pumpkins. So did they take the pumpkins away already? Are the pumpkins gone?
No, they're still around.
Okay. When interacting with Jack Oval, the player will always move in front of them. Switch buttons, tooltip, and functionality have been corrected on additional action bars in Legacy mode. Fixed an issue causing the Frenzied achievement to be claimed several times. Required items for the quest Curse of Arav has been updated correctly. Isdwin no longer says it is time we left when traveling alone. Instead the message now reads it's time to leave. Updated solo PVM achievements to mention when they require that you are in a solo instance. When being prompted about outdated graphics drivers, they don't show again for 90 days checkbox will no longer be offset. The quest information for making History Quest has been updated to have the correct age. After finishing the Tourist Trap quest, you can now go back and pass through the mine cave entrance to access the ore on the other side. Clan Vexillums can now be placed without the Vex being equipped. Proper music now plays during the boss fight in the quest Smoking Kills. Fixed Dondakan the Dwarf mentioning he's holding a rune pickaxe when in fact he holds an adamant one. Now, during the Light Within quest, when you keepsake override exoskeleton pieces, you can ask Arian to reclaim another one for the quest objective. Updated the mobile currencies pouch to include shadow on the text. The clan members list has been visually increased in size on mobile. This includes the buttons on the pop-out menu to prevent accidental taps. Fixed an issue with the spell and ability book filters that was causing the filter to not be toggled on the desktop if they were toggled on mobile. Fixed magic book filtering always defaulting to abilities. Improvements have been made to the currency pouch on both clients. These include premium currencies are now available in the detailed currency pouch view in their own section. The small view currency pouch has been removed from the backpack on mobile only as it was too small to be reliably used. The currency pouch button that was on the backpack has been added to the worn equipment panel on mobile only. We've added the ability on your phone to receive a notification when your port's ship returns. Yada yada yada. So that's one of the most, I think, currently used feature of mobile client is just now you can know when your ports are in. Anyway,
Yep.
There are your patch notes. You can jump into the TLDW if you'd like. I'll load it up here if you wanna. If you could start me off, I'm loading up here.
Yep. So this is from the Epic Game Jam content showcase. Mod Warden basically was on and asked anything or bring up concerns you have, and again gave that email address askmodwarden@jagex.com. They sort of promoted his news post, obviously. He wants to kick off a new era of building a relationship with everyone and understanding the priorities and concerns to build a better trust with everyone, including the MTX. He's basically spent the first few weeks at Jagex just learning everything.
Good for him.
So, yep. Again, they went over the but we've
Already,
done
yeah.
that before. So, yep.
Yep. All right. Where do we pick up then?
So, monetization. Wants a far more detailed look at monetization in a video, hopefully next week. We are committed to transparency and trust. We don't want to rush out reactionary strategies or make shallow promises.
It is next week, just a heads up. No video. Continue.
No, this came out on Mondays. Last Monday.
This is 8 days old. So they said next week, so it's next week. Yeah?
Okay. Yeah, I'm losing. So I thought that was...
Listen, I thought it was Wednesday on Thursday the other day, so don't feel bad.
That's okay. I thought this was only this Tuesday's...
I posted on Facebook on Thursday. I was like, oh my god, I'm so burned out and it's only Wednesday. And someone's like, it's Thursday. I'm like, see? I don't even know what day it is anymore. All right, go ahead.
Questions and concerns. We've seen all this before. What's different this time? It's getting our batting average up on trust. Ooh, they're using a... I suppose they use cricket as well.
So what's a stickball fan?
Baseball analogy. But no, that's a cricket one as well. So
okay.
We have to make improvements on the trust front. Part of that is being empathetic. Make sure that it's infectious and supporting the people around you, following through with the commitments. We have to break these problems. It will be harder in the beginning. Will you follow up? We will take a look at all the sources of the discussion, all the existing users and potential future new players. After we get a few more discussions, we will circle back and continue those thoughts in a written form. Will membership prices increase based on what you said? There are no plans to increase membership prices. And, I mean, they only increase their prices, it seems, every 3 years, which is pretty good compared to a lot of other sort of companies and such. So,
yeah.
People sort of complaining on that front, I don't think really have much of a leg to stand on when prices are only increased every 3 years and you get grandfathered in. So if you're at an older price, you don't go up. It's only for newer players that go up. So I don't think there is any reason for complaints about price increases on memberships.
In 2030, when the RuneScape monthly membership is $24.99 a month, I'll be still rocking a $7.99 a month membership. Still not that great.
That's it.
But you know, that's what you got to hold on to. It's like they do little things like that. It's nice. Anyway, continue. Where am I?
We're not talking. The players are talking, but we aren't talking back. Loot boxes. We will follow the rules of the land. If any of the regulators wants us to stop, then we will.
Yeah, no
Duty
shit.
of care, making sure the players are being taken care of. We don't have all the pieces in place, but we have the intent. I'm sorry, you've had one person out of your million. So say they've got 250,000 active players.
Yeah.
You've had one person in all that who managed to get around his banking, his parents. He is an adult. He wasn't underage. That managed to sort of spend more than that 4,000. So he's had to do something as well, whether he's running multiple accounts and everything to do that.
It's RuneScape. Who doesn't have alts?
Exactly. So I'm sorry. I think Jagex is the least at fault in that scenario with what happened to that guy. I think the banking system, I think the parents and the person himself needs to take responsibility. But anyway.
A lot of checks failed there, yeah.
That's it. I'll leave you to take over at Web.
Yep. Web Team, RuneFest Memories, a digital guest book. People at RuneFest could leave a message on the map of Gielinor sharing their RuneScape memories. One for RuneScape and one for old school RuneScape, so there's an actual time-lapse of it here for those who are interested. Player support removes some negative messages, but overall it's mostly wholesome. Over 80% were positive. Oh, that's nice. Communication. We have been implementing a better, more modern tech stack that allows us to prototype ideas more quickly. RuneFest Memories was written on our brand new platform, which we are hoping to roll out to more of the game website to give you guys a better experience. We want to take a more public stance to talk about the player base. You can contact them on Discord, Twitter, or Reddit. Jagex All-Star and Jagex Av are their Twitter handles. I don't know if I'm following them. Let me make sure. Yeah.
Actually, while you are looking at
Yep.
that, I do like that this new mod, when talking about MTX as well, did include old school in his speech.
That's good. That's good. I should listen to that. Mobile. Tuesday, October 29th, which is come and gone. Mobile is here for Android, so we all know that. We've already talked about all that stuff. Here we are, the Epic Game Jam, PVM Hub, the Garden of War. Okay, so that's where the Garden of War came from in that other post. We're like, what the hell's the Garden of War? Well, apparently it's from the Game
There
Jam.
it is.
So what is it? It's accessible through Death's office. It's just a door in Death's office, apparently. We want this to be just as smooth, if not better, than those using the Max Guild. Iron Man can do everything, considering whether free-to-play should or shouldn't have access. So this is, I'm assuming, a PVM boss-like thing, or what?
Yeah, it's just a portal. It's like the Max Skill portal where you can just choose the boss you want to go to.
Right. Okay. Interesting.
Now, we want this to be just as smooth, if not better, than those using the Max Guild. So, maxing, you're going to have a worse experience than someone who's not maxed when bossing. Does that sound fair?
Well, I've always wanted them to separate maxing from high-tier PVM.
Yes.
So,
But still, I mean, one reason you have the Max Guild is ease of access for it.
Right.
I don't think you should be penalised for maxing.
I don't necessarily think you're being penalized. They're not taking away anything. They're just
No, but they're going to make it better at the office. So why should it be better than the Max
well,
Guild?
because I assume you need to make it better. I don't think they're just going to hand it to you. But my guess is I can read on here and find out. But my assumption is it's going to cost you to make it better. Like, you need to be a good bosser, I would assume. I hope. If it is just overall better with no skill requirement, then I got an issue. Let's see here. So there's one of the Riders of the Apocalypse will give an intro, as well as provide a shop, a bank chest for players to access a bank, no grand exchange though, a campfire for bonfire boost, an altar of war which restores prayer and summoning points. War's shop will include marks of war currency. 1 mark is attained for every 3 minutes spent in a PVM encounter with a timer. So that's pretty cool. So again, you earn access to this by bossing, which I think is a good idea. So a hub teleport costs 10 boss kills. Upgrades. I'm a little confused as the way this table is laid out, actually. The portal, I guess, costs 100. Altar War 200. Adrenaline Crystal is 1,000. Yes.
So if you get 10 boss kills, you can unlock the hub teleport.
Right.
It'll give you the oak campfire. It'll cost you 5 marks of war to upgrade it. You can buy for 5 marks tier 1 aura refreshers.
Gotcha. Okay. Tier 2 for 100 boss
when
kills.
you've got 100 boss kills, you can unlock the portal, which will then also give you the willow campfire and tier 2 aura refreshers, which will cost you 10 marks. At 200 boss kills, you unlock the altar of war, which will upgrade your campfire to maple, and unlock aura refreshers at 25 marks apiece. And at 1,000 boss kills, you unlock the adrenaline crystal, which will give you the U campfire and access to tier 4 aura refreshers. So basically, you're getting a whole new shop there. 1 mark
Sounds
is
like
obtained for every 3 minutes spent in a PVM encounter with a timer.
I think that's a unique way to do it. The only thing is you could just buy an instance and just sit in the instance, I assume, if you don't actually... It doesn't say you have to be in combat. It just says you have to be in an instance with a timer.
Yeah, but I mean, in all those bosses, they're auto aggro anyway.
God Wars 2, you can sit right outside the door. Does the timer not go until you step into the arena?
You're inside, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Good to know.
You've got to be actually inside the arena to do it.
All right. Shall I talk about the portals? Let's see here. There's going to be 3 portals, 1 provided, and 1 for Reaper Seasonal, and 1 for unlock, when you'll have to unlock it.
Just under that, the campfire upgrades requires 1,000 logs of the respective type and the previous subsequent upgrade. So that's good. So as well as you'll need to pay 1,000 maple logs to upgrade it to maple, or 1,000 new logs to upgrade it to you. So I do like that idea.
Me too. The Reaper Seasonal Portal will automatically reattune to your assignment for free. The Reaper Seasonal Portal may be swapped if there's an ongoing seasonal high score or a new boss release. Portals will display a picture of wherever they are attuned to. The portal attunement interface has also been improved. Reattune cost is 100k or free if you have 100 kill count, final boss requirement, of that boss. So if you have 100 kill count, you just go there, no cost required. Attuning a portal to a boss requires at least 1 kill for that boss. Still looking to do even more improvements though. Sorted by boss release date. These portals here don't have the 4 Slayer creatures, but the Max Guild still does. Adrenaline crystals are next to every portal and can raise your adrenaline to 100% once they are unlocked. There's a dummy area as well, so you can heap up your adrenaline, I guess, that way, if you want. Or works. It's basically so you could try out your max hit and stuff, DPS.
Yeah, I really do feel this devalues the Max Guild, though.
It does, but I don't mind.
I do.
I think
because,
that
I mean, the Max Guild is something you have worked hard towards, and
very little of it was combat oriented, though.
But still, you've still worked hard towards it, so I think it should still have some value for being maxed.
Sure, and it has
And
some
then for
value,
people who
but this has more
for people
value.
who just want to PVM, then great, they've got that hub there. But I think people who have gone all out and maxed should still have, shouldn't have a worse portal than the one that's open down there. But anyway, we'll
Yeah.
see. Let's go. Yep.
Let's see here. Achievement Hub contains pedestals that display boss and combat pets you unlocked. They'll initially appear empty, but you can unlock a pet and it will appear on them. They will only be seen by you. When you examine it, it will display your kill count for the respective boss. If you've completed the collection log, maybe trim that pedestal. An idea where each pedestal set will have assets of each boss to make an area diorama like a museum. I like that a lot. That's pretty cool. A little God Wars 1 themed area around God Wars 1 Pet, as an example. I love dioramas. That would be so freaking cute. I just love miniature shit. PVM related outfit stands displaying various outfits. There's plenty of room for expansion as we add new bosses. I love this. Even though none of this really applies to my playstyle, I still love all of this and think that it's a great value. It says, what's Storm saying? They stick more skill portals into the Max Guild and Slayer portals. I'd be for that, because those are actual skills and not just PVM. Then keep bosses at the War Garden, then have both differing values. See, that's I agree with that, and I think that you can separate the two and still have value. Not sharded, primarily due to the adrenaline gain, where taking you out of a shard would remove adrenaline. Max Guild details. The Max Guild boss portal reattune cost will be free. Locking the boss portal behind the Max Guild isn't a good design, even if it ruins the reason why some people went for Max. We'd like to do more with the Max Guild in the future, but for skills rather than bossing. So I think that they're on the right track there.
The Max Guild boss portal reattune cost will now be free. There you go. That's all, because the other one's 100k.
Right. So the value is being shifted.
There's the value. Yep.
Right. Okay. There will be a PVM hub themed world. Dummies will still be used depending on the situation, so the adrenaline crystals don't completely devalue them. Which I agree with to some degree as somebody who's kind of looking from the outside in. I have no idea if once building these you'll never need a dummy again. Who knows? Power creep. It's a thing. Anyway.
No, once I saw that the Max Guild portal and that they are looking to add more things for skilling in the future, I'm a bit happier about it now.
Yeah. Excuse me. And I'm great with all of that. I think that all sounds fantastic, even though it's not content necessarily for me. I still think it sounds well planned out, and I look forward to it entering the game.
That all my little boss pets are going to show too.
Yeah, that's really cool. All of my one boss pet I can display. It'll be great. If you'd like, feel free to read Scalable Solak. I'm going to be right back.
Scalable. It's a well spelled there.
Nice. Didn't even see that.
Yeah, I'm looking at it going, hang on. No, hang on. I realised what he meant to say. So let me just check that. That's okay. Worked on by Mod Iago and Mod Ramen. Main combat changes. Made Solak scalable. Duo and group will be removed. Still a minimum of 2 and a maximum of 7. Base HP will be 1 million hit points plus 1 million per person. So 2 players will be 3 million, 7 players will be 8 million. HP scales across all NPCs inside the core, etc. 7-man groups should be about 16% faster. A core HP equals 125k per player. The final phase will now spawn the manifestations on the base map when killed in the mine map in all modes. Currently, this doesn't happen in Duo. Drops. The drop rates across all modes is now a 1 in 200 per person. This is the existing drop rate for Duo. Grimoire drop rate is also 1 in 200. When you leave now, if you had loot, there is now only 1 claim loot option. Functionality still works if you have unclaimed loot of the previous instance after the update. Lights and colors. Point lights have been added. As you get closer to the source of the light, it will reflect off players and NPC. They are bright currently and may be toned down. The colors are matching now where before they could be different. And it was never designed to be solo. A lot of mechanics would need changing and we don't want it to be a solo. Flinching animations will be removed from all bosses, including Solak. This means they will no longer do the defend animations. Removed because it was jarring for what was going on. All the development is done, but there are still some feedback changes that need to get done. We'll be removing the boss timer for Solak.
Faux show.
On to clan quality of life, worked on by Mod Shawnee.
Broadcasters
say what avatars are gathering. To resource cap. So if you're doing wood cutting, it'll now say something like 6.4 clan resources instead of 6. A quick chat to say if you've capped. This automatically resets at Citadel. If you leave the Citadel with capping boost on, it will revert to the XP boost. If you click on the kick icon in permissions for Overseer Deputy Owner, you can now set the amount of kicks that rank can have each day, between 2 and 15. A message telling new recruits how they can chat in clan chat. You can now write an intro message for new recruits. You can now write a reason for why you've kicked someone. You can write a reason for why you've banned someone, unbanned someone, or muted someone. And you can now toggle the kick message so you can kick members faster if you so wish.
Faster the better, baby. Hard and fast. Get them out. All right. Added a way for clans to discover a Discord invite code. That's awesome. That is great. We need that. That'll make it way easier for us to actually coordinate. If you could be like, hey, join the Discord. How do I do that? Oh, just open up the clan board. There's a link right there.
Yep.
I can't wait for that. That might be the update of actually the year, right? It's for me right now. I don't know. I'm being a little hyperbolic. Anyway, that's your TLDW, huh?
That is the TLDW.
Nice. There's no way in heck that they will have put up the month ahead. Yeah.
Mod Shawnee was also working over Game Jam.
Yeah.
Offhands.
Really? I thought that was dead.
No. 2 are completely ready. They're in QA at the moment, and they were hoping to have the other. I think there's 2 ready by the end of this week to go to QA for a release soon. We also are going to be able to augment things like the fragment catalyst that we got from Sliskay's Endgame.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Can we please allow the fragment catalyst to override with shields? That would make my fashionscape really much better. Because right now it doesn't override with anything. And it's an offhand item. Just let me use a shield with it. It would look so cool to be wielding a shield, even though it's not a shield. Just come on, Jagex. Let me get into RP here.
Let me play the game.
Yeah. Let me fashionscape the way I want to.
That's it.
But
yeah, some good stuff coming up.
Indeed. You want to pick a couple confessions from the folder here and
Yes.
see what we got going on?
Open that up. I think you had a couple of questions too, didn't you?
Did I? Like from people? Or did I have questions? You're confusing me. Recommendation. Did I lose your Pern?
No, I'm just trying to have a look. I saw on the noteboard, I thought I saw a question or something.
Oh. I think we had one last show.
Oh, maybe that's what it was. Okay, confessions. Let's have a look at if there's anything good in here.
Let's see. I will grab... I'm curious about cheating the phone company for RuneScape subscription. I'm sure they were using the pay by phone feature. I'm just wondering how they did it. So let's see here. This one says, cheating the phone company for RuneScape memberships. When my sister and I were kids, we begged our mom to pay for RuneScape memberships. It was $5 per month subscription fee, and sometimes she would pay for it as a treat for us. Most of the time, she wouldn't. At some point, we realized that there was an option to have the subscription fee added onto our phone bill, and all we had to do was put in our phone numbers and respond to the text we received with a capital yes. It showed up on the phone bill as a Jagex game fee, and our mom never put the two and two together. She would call the company and yell at them until they reversed the fees, but for some reason our RuneScape memberships were never cancelled. So essentially, we spent our youth with a regular RuneScape membership, and the phone company picked up the tab. Our mother never figured out our little trick, and to this day, still has no idea. I still feel guilty. We were little shits.
Well, everyone is a kids.
That was good.
My one here is, I skipped my uncle's funeral so I could stay home and play video games all day.
Oh boy.
I was about 14 years old and my uncle died tragically in an accident. We were not close by any means, but he had always been kind to me when I was around him. Long story short, he stole thousands of dollars from my grandma, and I resented him for that. Him and my mother, his sister, also fought frequently. Even though we treated my family like crap, everyone went to the funeral. My mother asked me if I wanted to go. I told her I never knew him very well and didn't want to make the 3-hour drive. No. But really, I just saw it as an opportunity to stay home and play RuneScape. I know, judge me all you want, for 12 hours. I wish I would have gone to pay my final respects, at least for the sake of his kids, even though he was kind of a shithead. I was 14, you know.
Yeah. No, I mean, yeah. If I had the opportunity between going to my great aunt's funeral or staying home and playing RuneScape, I probably would have selected stay home, play RuneScape. Because it was a 3-hour drive. Like, I'm relating to the story, only I didn't have the option to stay home and play RuneScape. I was forced to go. Anyway, yeah.
Gains, you gotta have your priorities.
Seriously, if you want to be a pro gamer, like, you had to be working on that shit before pro gamer was a legitimate business strategy. Anyway, I'm gonna definitely be working on the Barb Assault team if anyone's interested. Go ahead, Pern.
I was gonna say, still no monthly video yet.
No, generally, wow, my voice is cracking hardcore today. Generally, it doesn't come out until around like noon my time, sometimes 1. Like, okay. So like in the next 20 minutes if we're lucky.
Yeah, it's 3:30 over there already. So that's what I thought, they would have had it out.
Yeah, generally it comes out around 4, I believe, for them. But
okay.
It occasionally can go until 5. Is what I've seen. I've also seen them release it completely early, so it's who the hell knows. Like, not I. I'm just assuming everything. Jagex, get better at communication. Lol. Anyway, anything else anyone wants to add on to the end of the show? Now's the time.
I just want to while I was picking on I'm Rubik for the way he spelt scalable, if you actually go onto the RuneScape website, they've spelt it the same way.
Oh, is it
terrible?
It's not possibly spelt differently in the UK or something stupid, right?
No, well, Australia and America, as Australia and UK spell
Same
everything the same.
Yeah, okay. That's what I thought. So they're just a typo, just a classic. I rely on autocorrect because I'm a millennial.
No, I thought maybe I'm wrong. I've just gone and looked it up, and no, I am right.
Yeah, no, it's not scalable.
Yeah.
Scalable is just like an activity you can do. Scale the bale. There's just hay bales. You have to climb them.
They do that on the farm.
Yeah. Anyway, what do you got going on for the weekend, Pern? You doing anything exciting?
Myself, not a whole lot. Just lots of family stuff, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm about to don't die.
Pern's dying this weekend, apparently. Rebuilding his bank. How about you, Cliff? What are you up to?
No, that's okay. I saved myself. I had 42 life points left.
Oh, wow.
I hope I'm mostly taking it easy. My friend. So I'm actually living in Singapore right now, and for the next couple of years.
Yeah.
From the United States.
That's interesting.
Yeah, my friend back home is participating in Extra Life, which I may botch the details here, but it's essentially a 24-hour game streaming marathon for charity.
Yeah.
For a children's hospital. So he's done this for several years, but given the time zone difference, I can actually, play with him a bit throughout his night when he's probably going to be struggling the most at like 3 in the morning.
Yeah, when he needs people.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm actually looking forward to spending a lot of one of these weekend days just hanging out with him.
Yeah.
Other than that, we'll see. We'll see what the weekend takes me.
Cool. Yeah, that's awesome. Glad to hear that. I'm going to be playing the Outer Worlds or Lands. What is it? I forget already. It's such a good game. The Outer Worlds. I mean, anyone who's ever played an Obsidian game knows they know how to make a good story. But they went above and beyond. Like, it's a good FPS as well. They managed to merge the two to a level that transcends anything Bethesda could ever create. I'm sorry. So that's going to be my weekend more than likely. If I can stream it, I might. I'm thinking about it, but like it's already a little choppy in certain areas. So I don't know if I can stream it or not and run it at the detail I want to play at. But anyway, thank you so much for tuning into this edition of RuneScape Weekly. I hope that Extra Life stream goes well. I'm a big fan of Extra Life and what they do. If anyone wants to check out my new podcast that I've been working on, you're more than welcome to. Can you show me something awesome and new as someone who has not seen RuneScape 3 in about 4 years? Well, yeah, you know what? Yeah. In my opinion, probably the coolest thing that they've added to the game, and I could just take you right to Anachronia, right? But I'm taking you to the player-owned farms, because that's what I've been asking for forever. Let me make it not nighttime.
I did love player-owned farms. Farming has always been fine. I didn't feel strongly either way, but player-owned farms, like when I got back into the game, that was like the coolest.
It's so much fun to like maintain your animals. All mine are starving to death because I haven't played in like a month, but yeah, I love player-owned farms and being able to maintain different animals and their produce, and dragon poop is super good for mainly farming bloodweed, but still great. Anyway, also we have a whole new continent, Anachronia, which is well made. Like, it's not just something they just tossed into the game. They made a really pretty area, but it's also functional as well. The agility course that wraps around the entire island is extremely fun once you get the hang of it. It's frustrating at first, but once you get the hang of it, farms are instants. Yep, everyone has their own, but the animals are completely tradable. So
Big Game Hunter.
Yeah, Big Game Hunter. I could probably go and do a quick round of Big Game Hunter. I'm right now trying to figure out how to get out of here. It's been a while since I've actually run the course. I don't have any of my... I'm not on the right ability bar either. I'm not sure. Oh my god, there's so many ability bars now, I forgot. I think this is the ability bar I use. I don't remember. I also I'm using a MOBA mouse, not a MMORPG mouse, so I don't have enough buttons to use a full action bar. Because Albion does not has more of a MOBA combat system than an MMO combat system, or Warcraft-like MMO combat system at least. But what I love about this course is the fact that you can min-max the absolute hell out of it. Like this surging and bladed dive is pretty much required for getting best lap times, and that's another thing I love is you can compete against yourself for best lap time, and this will take you around the entire course. But I'll jump off right here where I think I have some meat stored in.
And
this.
there's also, don't forget, achievements there that there's an under 7-minute lap time that you can
yeah. Ours through streams because I feel like it should be supported using keyboard movement like WoW, but it's still point and click. Yeah, I know. I've been complaining about the movement system in this game for a very long time, but honestly, I wanted a Diablo-like combat system for RuneScape. I think that would be a more natural transition, but they are all about doing this crap, and they think that increasing the tick speed might solve the issue, which I don't know. I don't think so. Alright, what do I need to fight the base dinosaur? Is it just shark, or...
which one? There's shark, there's manta ray, or there's...
Dickface over here with the wings. The one
the
that's...
wings, shark.
Okay, thank you. Let's just
The
show...
one that almost made you quit.
Yes, thank you. I'm just going to put... I'm just going to do a quick instance so you can get an idea of what it's like. I might even fail. Oh yeah, I don't have one bound to that. Yeah, I'm going to definitely fail. But anyway, so you want to stay out of the dinosaur's view. This is basically skilling PVM. Because you don't actually have to fight the dinosaur. Your goal is to just trap it, merely. Now,
it's basically a...
It's a mini game of sorts, but
well, yeah, I'd call it a skilling boss.
I hate this instance because there's no cover. There's supposed to be grass cover, but it's possible for no grass cover to spawn. It may be that the original dinosaur doesn't have grass cover. Oh wait, no, I have one patch of grass cover. There it is.
And you're actually fighting the worst one there too.
Yeah, intentionally, because it was just right. Yeah. It was right there. But it's actually not giving me a hard time, so that's good. So I'm just gonna...
Can you remind me what the hunter level requirement is?
I think what does it start?
65.
It starts pretty low.
One is? Yeah.
I can look it up afterwards.
I'll check it.
So the goal here is you have to cut the logs to make spears, javelins, but you also need to find out what the weakness of the dinosaur is. You have these poisonous frogs that chill out around the arena. And what I like to do is the 2-1 method, where you pick 2 frogs of one color, and then 1 frog of another color. Maybe you get lucky. Oh, he's going to turn around. I just got so lucky. So 2 frogs of that color, and then I would go... I'll grab a blue frog over here. And now I also need some. What do you get? Some vines, right, to build the traps. Yep. Okay, so I don't have bladed dive because I'm not wearing I'm not wearing 2 weapons, so I'm running only on a single surge. Luckily, this monster is not horribly difficult. Actually, don't destroy those. Oh well, doesn't matter. I don't think I destroyed them. I think I just dropped them on the ground. So this is going to be tight. I might actually get caught here because I don't have bladed dive. I might get away. We'll see. Okay, that was close. Bladed dive is very helpful. As far as basically take a bladed dive. Yeah, I will. I was literally just came here just to show it off. But the idea is then you make these traps are called scorpions. You go and then just make these traps, which I am missing an ingredient for. Damn it. What do you need to build the traps? Stone or something? These memories in my inventory are not helping.
No, you just need logs.
Logs. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. I turned all my logs into spears like a dum-dum.
Oh, okay.
Alright, he's turning around, so I'm going to take this opportunity to run away and get over here and get more logs. But, yeah, if you... Go ahead.
No, I was just saying Hunter's actually my lowest skill, and I just hit 75 last week, which is what's required, so I'm actually excited to watch this as well.
If you want to get up here, Hunter, do those, but do your Jadinkos to start getting your farm eggs.
Sorry, I had an orgasm.
And do Jadinkos on Anachronia. No one will ever do them in...
This is the easiest dinosaur, by the way.
No. Bagrada Rex is the Rex ones are the easiest ones. The bird ones are the worst.
Has a decanter in the max scale always been able to convert flax to potions? I think so, hasn't they?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Potions to potions. The only one flasks is the guy down in...
I thought... I can't type with this freaking mic in front of me.
The only one to do flasks is the guy down in Uglog.
Yeah, I know. One of our listeners, Truth Ray, is saying that they might have patched it so you can do it in the max guild now. I'm trying to confirm that.
I will go and confirm it right now because that will be awesome if
Yeah.
you did.
Alright. Stop touching the frogs. Go and get more logs. Actually, how many logs do I get? 0 logs. More logs for me, please. So, I only need to build 2 of the traps, but that would be if I knew its weakness. I don't know its weakness. And I'm probably gonna get dicked.
Okay.
I keep thinking that my... Oh, yeah, I'm fucked. GG. That's the end of that. So, if you're in the circle for too long, the dinosaur will then scare you away. Can I borrow you 3 for Trouble Brewing? I've made some extras. I'm down for a game of Trouble Brewing. I've literally never done it before, so I'd be...
Same.
Okay, cool. Yeah, if y'all want to do some Trouble Brewing real quick, I'm down for that. Let me just end the podcast. And, again, if you're interested in mini-games and want to do Barbarian Assault, get in contact with me. I'm going to try to set it up for one of the Saturdays coming up in November, as soon as I figure. Also include your preferred Saturday if you can, your time and your time slot, so I can try to pick the slot that will work for the most amount of people. Anyway, you can do that by contacting me in game or on social media. We do have a Facebook page for you. It's facebook.com/rsweekly. We're also on Twitter @rsweekly. I've got a Discord for you as well. You could type magebit.online into your web browser and that'll redirect you. Or just add me, magebit9255, and I'll give you an invite. You can also find us on YouTube. Runescape Weekly. Type it into your YouTube search box. You'll probably find us. I think we still own the domain runescape.video as well for a limited time. I'm not paying $40 to renew that.
Just to let you know.
Yeah.
One in the Max Guild doesn't. He only cans,
Thank you.
potions, and flasks.
Thank you. I appreciate that. He says, I know we can only do flasks. Anyway, I can finally reach a Mirax drop. Good luck. Let's see here. And, of course, live on Twitch to do the show, magebit.tv or Magebit. That's my name. Don't wear it out. You can also support the show if you'd like. I understand if you don't want to. We've been gone for a little while. That's totally on me. But I do really appreciate people who help keep the servers online and whatnot. Patreon.com/RuneScape. Get access to the pre-shows or our bonus content as well. We have host interviews from previous years at the $10 mark, and the $20 mark unlocks the entire RuneScape Weekly discography all the way back to 2000 and I almost said 2001. That's rich. 2000. Imagine if I started the show when I was 12. Welcome to RuneScape Weekly. This is Magebit. So, yes, the entire discography going back to 2009 is available as well at the $20 mark. You can go and download the whole thing and then cancel. I don't care. But it's great to listen to those old episodes and hear the roots of the show. Also, you can, if you want to help us out with a one-time donation, if you're feeling festive, holiday time, you don't want to commit to a monthly thing, but just want to drop us a little donation, paypal.me/RSW. 3 simple letters for you there. You want to check out my personal projects? Magebit.me is my website. I'd also love it if you checked out my new podcast that I've got going on. It's called The Unbeaten Path. It's pretty cool. TheUnbeatenPath.net. We're also on Facebook, The Unbeaten Path Podcast. We're closing in on 200 likes on Facebook, so I'd love if you helped us meet that. But yeah, we're going to be releasing a new show this week or weekend, depending on how busy I am this weekend. I've got like 1/3 of the necessary audio for the next show. But yeah, it's just an adventure podcast. So if you're into lifestyle and adventure stuff, check it out. Maybe you'll like it. Maybe you won't. That's all I got. Hopefully, we'll be back next week to do it all over again. Maybe someone can put a gun to my head and make sure that I'm actually here. No, life has been rough. We've been doing the best we can. I super appreciate everyone who understands, and I hope you enjoyed this episode. Happy scaping. I'm gonna just put up the screen here so I can easily differentiate where to cut this. Also, we're at the 2 hour 30 mark. Let me just write that down. That makes more sense. Notepad. 2 hours 30 minutes is when the stream stopped, or when the show stopped. Okay, so we need to do some trouble brewing. Was that the plan?
I am going to head to bed because it's
Yeah.
3 a.m.
I figured that. Thank you so much, Pern. Appreciate it.
No worries. Thanks to good night again. You guys take it easy. Nice to meet you, Cliff.
Nice to meet you. Take it easy.
Hopefully you'll be back again next week.
Yeah.
Take care.
Yeah, I feel bad. We've been missing each other, like, mostly because I keep doing the show on non-standard days. So thank you for finally.
No worries. I know how
Making-
life works, and the time zone difference never makes it any easier. So
Yeah, that's fair. Being over in Singapore definitely flips the time upside down. Hi, hey Storm, how you doing?
Alright, mate, how's it going?
I'm doing pretty good.
Good.
I'm gonna quickly change this layout, which is gonna. I'm gonna actually change my native resolution real quick, so stand by. XSplit can totally handle this. I don't know if RuneScape can. I just want to change to a 1080p resolution down from a 1440, so I can actually so my screen doesn't look stretched. Wait a minute. No, that's not what I wanted. No, it's not what I wanted. I think I made it worse.
Are both of you heading over, or
maybe
because I just need to know how many people I need to find.
Right. Well, you got me. You got Cliff. That's 2.
Yeah, we've got me. I've got 2 people.
Yeah, this is still squished, isn't it? Okay. 2 people, you say.
So
Okay.
I need 1 extra.
Okay. What is wrong with my life? Is it 19?
I think I can get 1 person anyway. So once you guys are here, I'll get the other 2 to log in.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out why I can't find a resolution. You said just be 2650 by 1440. Yeah, keep changes. Thank you. There we go. Don't know why that didn't work the first time around. Now I need a layout that's not going to be completely broken. I don't think I have a layout.
What the fuck are your layouts, boy?
They're made for 1440p res. Is it that none of them fit on the screen? But I don't want my image to be stretched, so I'm gonna have to run with like a really weird layout that's gonna trigger some people's eyeballs. I apologize. All right, where do I? What is this layout? I can't even handle this. All right, never mind. We're gonna use my custom 4. Oh, never mind. My custom 4 works. Okay. Where do we need to be?
It is mostly harmless.
Right. Okay.
You can use the pirate log to teleport if you have it. You probably do.
Probably in my bank, yeah. Trying to get Pretzel open so I can listen to some music here while we do this. There we go.
Oh, I am a bummer. I have not actually done Cabin Fever. I didn't realize it.
Oh, Cliff.
So I'm going to have to pass.
Diggity dang. It's not your fault.
Yeah, no worries, boy. Let me see
I
if
think I
can
did it
find
on
one of them.
OSRS, and I can't keep them straight sometimes.
I'll +1 in clan chat and see if anyone wants. How many? Is it just +1?
Try +2, mate, because
Okay.
I've currently got 3 people. One's going to log in when you guys get here.
Okay. Where is Twitch? Now I lost my Twitch dashboard. There it is. It went to sleep. Lovely. Alright. If anyone wants to join us at Trouble Brewing, let me know.
World 65.
165. Let me hop to you.
World 65, not 165.
Oh, thank you. I was like, do I not have the pirate log?
I'm probably going to drop for the night then. But thanks for the invite, and I will catch you another time.
Right on.
And thanks for having me.
Pleasure. Take care.
See you later.
I destroyed my pirate's log.
Why? Why do you do this?
That's a good question.
Port phasmitism.
Yeah, I'm gonna get my ecto out. At least I haven't destroyed that yet. This will actually check an achievement off for me, so...
Yeah, same with me. It's one of the ones, and I didn't want that to be the last thing for comp I needed, because it was sort of lining up that way. On my way, Captain. Did you manage to find anyone else?
Thieves. We got one for thieves. Nice.
Okay.
Thieves is a good boy.
Cool.
Where's Bill Teach? He's on the other ship. I know what I'm doing. I've played this game before. I gotta dump all my items into the bank, I assume. I've never been to this minigame before.
I have been once. I was sat here for 3 hours fletching on Spotlight, hoping someone would come.
Yeah, we're doing this for comp, I assume. He's just asking.
Yeah.
Might as well get it off the list while I have the opportunity. There's a bank in here. Okay. I'm still not used to the new bank yet. It's nice. It scares me a little bit.
I've organised half of it, most of it anyway.
I'm gonna hire somebody to organize my bank via live stream. I'm gonna have them tell me where to put everything. Or maybe I'll just let them team viewer my computer, which I don't know if that's against the rules or not. Alright, where's Trouble Brewing? It starts over on the west side of the island? East side of the island? No, okay, thank you. It's the complete opposite of what I said. This is good, though. I've been wanting to stream above and beyond the podcast anyway, so this makes me happy.
That's alright, we'll go to next after this, mate. That's
oh, God. I was saying, and maybe this is why I stopped playing RuneScape, I was like, next up is PVM for me. Like, that's... Once I finish 120 and all, which all I've got left is a tiny bit of Slayer, and, what else? Runecrafting, that's it. I got 3 Slayer levels and 19 runecrafting levels, and I'm done. No.
So we need to find one person.
Okay. Just need one more. Here you are. I thought that NPC was asking me if he wanted to join my team, and I got excited. I want the door open. How do I make the door open? Do I have to talk to Stuart, join his crew or something?
Join crew.
He says there's not enough people. Sadly for you, I have more than enough people on my crew. Oh, alright. Let me try... Honest Jimmy? Oh, okay. I'm over on this team, is that okay?
It doesn't matter, mate. We'll
Alright, cool. That's... I'm gonna pick up the Bruin guide.
Yeah, I read it, but I still have no clue how to use it.
Rum is based on loose sleep rest. I don't actually care. I'm more excited to just see the minigame than anything else.
I think it's that little hut over there.
I didn't know it was a team versus team minigame. I thought it was just a environment game. Like the sinking ship. Trawler, fishing trawler. God, my brain. I need new brains. Thank you for my only boss bet, by the way. I didn't have a chance to say that on the show.
Look, I'm still salty about that.
I don't blame you. I got like one kill the entire trip, and it was the bone. But I earned it, definitely.
Is that still your only boss bet then?
I think so. I'll
Fucking
double check.
hell. I can't even get my ult down here because it's not done double blue.
Oh, I have mega ducklings, if that counts.
No, that doesn't count.
So yeah, it's my only boss bet.
Offer people 5 mil in your con chat because I'll pay 5 mil for the last person just to get it on.
Yeah. I know, where's KB when you need him, right?
I thought Pern was coming as well. It would have been perfect if...
Oh, I know. He's already comp.
Oh, I see.
So yeah, right. Thieves over here being a true champion. What do we need? 3 people on each team?
Yeah. I do have one guy who's going to log in when we've got a group.
That's fair. So we just need one more then. I'll change the name of the stream to Brew in Trouble. I can't type with this microphone in front of me. Somebody buy me a new $300 microphone, please. Why is that so much to ask for? So I'm just gonna break it.
But why can't we start with 2 and 2? It's not that difficult. Come on, game. Don't be like this.
I know. Can we just open the engine and change a few things real quick? So, are you playing the Outer Worlds at all?
I have seen the doodads on it, but I haven't actually looked that much into it.
It's Game of the Year material if you like Fallout.
Is it?
They did better than Fallout, in my opinion. It's better than Fallout 4, at least.
Fucking hell, that's not bad.
Yeah.
I'll have a look at it.
Everything about it is like, hey, this is like Fallout 4, only they made it better. Like everything. The VAT system that they have is better. It's more interesting, it's more in-depth. The leveling system is more interesting, more in-depth. The perk system is actually probably about the same as far as interestingness. The companion system is way more interesting. I'm just trying to fill time here, sorry. I was babbling.
No, it's fine. Why can't I find people? Bastards. I need one more.
If everyone starts subscribing to me, I will hire an artist that can make emotes like Baru's emotes. That is a campaign promise. Anything can be outsourced. I'm eating yogurt. Is this supposed to be chill? Because this sounds like island music, which is not a problem, but I'm not feeling chill. I had to skip that one. Wasn't feeling it. Alright, Thieves is going to try asking the minigame FC.
There's the minigame FC?
Apparently.
Nice.
You learned something new? Polls are now available on your dashboard when you need just a clicker to ask a community question.
difficult. Why did that have to be difficult? I did just get Fistigothic done.
Nice. That used to be a fun minigame.
I had no idea what I was doing. I literally just logged on with my alt and then this...
Cheater.
Here
Ban him.
starting with you. Fuck you.
So, you had a brief foray with Albion. What were your thoughts?
Yeah, I'll be honest, mate. I just got a bit tired of it.
Tell me why. I'm curious. Repetitive or not in depth enough? Lack of a story?
No, it was more like I didn't really see that. I didn't see much to do in the game, if that makes sense. Because what I was doing at like the tier 5 or whatever it was I was,
right,
is the exact same thing I would be doing at tier 8.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Right, as far as like
it'd just be different trees I'm hitting. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah. Which in my opinion is RuneScape. Like the only thing that it has that I really like is a functioning combat system. I'm sorry, that sounds really mean, but I also really like that everything you need to make everything else. Minigames FC is dead. Guess that's what happens when profound ain't a necessity anymore. Sad face. Giving it an opportunity. They really need to have an override for like mini games where it's like if you've been waiting for 20 minutes, just let the people play.
Yeah.
The people want the game. Let the people play. It's all right. I'm gonna vape up some. What is this actually? Arcada Trainwreck. That's what I thought. Oh, why, Jagex? My assessment of Albion. I love your assessment of Albion. Fun, but it feels more grindy and time-consuming than RuneScape. That's actually hard to do. I may not have played long enough for a fair assessment. I'm in about a month and a half now, and it's grindy, but I like that. Like the max stuff I can make is only like tier 5 and 6 right now. If I joined a clan or a guild rather that was more combat focused, I would probably go faster. But I really enjoy the skilling aspects of it. Like I'm still learning the maps, learning the best practices. I also really like the mounts in the game. Like they have a really diverse set of mounts that are fun to ride around on, even if you're not necessarily using them for skilling or anything. Not the same quest humor, which is one of my favorite parts of RuneScape. That's the big thing that it's missing. RuneScape is a hybrid sandbox theme park, more of a theme park than a sandbox. Albion is a true sandbox where everything is player controlled. Nothing is dictated by the developers except when they modify things as, value. But everything is pretty much player controlled. The Outlands are a giant wilderness that are contested for guild control and whatnot. I also like skills that are slightly more AFK, and I had to run around. Yeah, that's actually one thing that I find that I like about Albion is the skilling is all lean forward, which I think makes it more valuable. Things sell for more because you have to actually put work into gathering it, and it's, older ingredients are required to make newer items, which I think also helps that as well. It just, you can go and mine low-level stuff, collect low-level stuff and still feel like you're helping. Still make profit.
We have the one we need.
Okay. Good stuff.
Ironically, he didn't say he'd come until I said I'd pay for it, and then he said, "No, I'll come and help you. I don't need the money though." It's like I've been asking for the last 20 minutes.
It's how when he sees you're desperate, you're so desperate that you'll pay for it. Then it's like, all right, it's a pity play. I'll go and see if there's anyone in the Max
Where
Guild.
did he go? Where did my friend go? I'm all alone.
He went to try and find somebody else, but I think we're good now. You said
Do
we're...
you want to call him back?
Yeah, we're... I think... Ba, 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 ba. I love the completely open market carrying things from bank to bank. Yeah, it's got like that Darkscape vibe to it.
You literally teleported as the other two are turning up.
Alright, he's on his way.
That is on the way. This captain is one of my guild members. And if Twink... Is it Twink? Is it Twink? Twitch? Twink?
What are you talking about?
The other guy. The one you've had.
I got Thieves. Thieves is my friend.
That's him. Yes, we've got 6. Nice.
It's gonna happen after 18 years, or whenever this game came into the game, probably like 15 years.
Is it... This minigame is weird because it requires... It's one of the only ones that requires, like, requirements to do.
Oh, like a quest.
Yeah, and it's a fairly high requirement quest, isn't it?
Right. No one voted in my poll. Very disappointed.
And here's Fatman.
Alright, let's do this. Let's get this done so I can go edit a podcast.
Nah, what do you want to do that for? Come next.
I don't want to hold you back.
You'd be tanking the ice prisms would be helpful. Why did it say waiting for more players?
I think the game takes a second to realize that there's...
Yeah, it's a few minutes wait before it starts.
good old classic mini games. Did I even vape this? Ah, damn it. Here we go. Damn it in a good way.
Take tools.
Oh my god, it like didn't load in fully for me.
All the tools.
You need some logs.
I just grabbed all of them.
I don't know what I'm doing and I'm happy. I'm just happy to be here.
Right,
Okay, here's some logs. More logs. Give me more logs. More logs, baby. Alright. Let's crack... Oh, there's tools over here. Okay, let's take some tools. This is a blind run. I don't know what I need, so I'm just going to click it all. Or none of it, maybe. You take some... Alright, forget all of you people. Can I not have a bridge section? No? Fine. Or is my game frozen? My game is frozen. Trouble brewing has crashed my game. All I tried to do is take a bridge section. This is ridiculous.
I don't quite know how you meant to play this.
Let me see here.
I understand that.
This is what my game actually looks like. I'm having a little trouble. I assume, though, that that was successful as far as the music track goes.
Yes, it was.
Yeah. So
I don't know why I'm trying to figure out how to play this game, because it doesn't actually matter. I need red flowers. Where are the red flowers? This is a big...
they're outside. It is. It's good stuff, though. I just wanted to get rid of the starting soon button, because we're not starting soon, we're ending soon. I am going to go set up the Outer Lands and see if XSplit plays nice with it, because I badly want to play it. And, yeah. If you're ever around on show day, feel free to pop in if you want.
When, sorry?
Say what?
On when, sorry?
Oh, generally, in the morning today. Well, my morning, your afternoon, I guess. We start around 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2. Probably start around 2 o'clock your time, I'd guess. And we go until like 4 or 5. So if you see us live and you're bored, you're welcome to pop in. But
yeah, I work most of those days.
yeah, just an offer. All right, I am gonna take off. Take care, everyone. Happy scaping.